are connected. 3 minutes till show. Ooh. Make note to self to turn off blurp sounds during 97.3.
Can you turn the air on, please? Rudy?
Yep. Do you want the curtains open?
No.
Lily, what are you doing? I know, there's junk everywhere. Oh, here. Come here, you can get up on your spot. Come here, Lily butt.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
I'm leaving Lily in the bathroom right now.
Okay.
She's covered again. All right. We are rolling. We are rolling there. We are rolling here. We are rolling everywhere. Levels look good.
Well, I'm going back down maybe one more time, deep down home, October Road. That's the time, it's a real good sign.
How's everyone doing? Let's make some noise, come on.
October, the trees are stripped bare from all they wear. What do I care? October.
It's just another work day.
You serious, Clark?
Oh, how I hate to see October go.
I'm not the one to complain, Mr. Weffoe, but I thought you said no wuff stuff.
She said, don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself.
This is the Tony Bruno Show.
The autumn wind is non-existent because it's 93 degrees with a relative humidity of 82%. It is not football weather, ladies and gentlemen. It is nutball weather. And as I just get off Twitter, having to feed the trolls and slap down some hoes, we begin another broadcast day here in the wine cellar, where the lighting, the mood lighting is great, thanks to Miss Robin. The takes are not hot, they're just opinions that are informed. And the information you are about to hear is legitimately gleaned from legit sources, like watching games myself, watching developments myself, and then looking for facts and making what I consider honest opinions. If that type of approach to life is not for you, perhaps you should turn to other avenues where you can get the lockstep stuff that you love to hear all the time. You following me right now, Miss Robin?
I am always following you, Tony Bruno.
Thank you very much. That didn't sound very... That sounded condescending, Robin. Very condescending.
I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Tony, I'm always following you. How's that? Was that better?
You follow me, camera guy?
Yes. I guess one thing to say to you, Robin.
How dare you?
Exactly. Damn. And remember one thing, Robin. You're younger than me.
And you are still not mature enough to tell it like it is.
Unlike a 16-year-old girl who's very mature and is mature enough to tell it like it is. You following that right now, Robin?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tolerate your crap today. All right, let's get down to the business because you know what we're waiting for here in Philadelphia. I said it yesterday on the show. Is Yom Kippur over yet? Oh, no, Rosh Hashanah. I'm sorry. Yom Kippur is coming up next. Rosh Hashanah, is it over?
Rosh Hashanah was from sundown to...
Sunday, but I don't know how many days. I've lost track.
I don't...
I'm looking for a Jew to help me out here.
As Falcon 39 says, Robin, quit being sassy.
It is sassy.
I'm sassy?
Sassy and not in a good way.
Oh.
See, sassy used to be good. But when somebody is condescending, you can take... you don't even have to be woke to see that somebody is condescending.
Wait.
Yes.
Keith Richmond, 126, specifically had a great way of pointing out that he is Jewish. On the Twitch board, he has an arrow, ... Jew, pointing at himself.
Listen, I have a lot of Jewish friends. Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Yes. Like my son always said, are you sure that we can't be just a little bit Jewish?
I'm very Jewish in a lot of things I do, except the kosher stuff. I can't eat the matzah. I have a hard enough time.
No, matzah's good.
It's good, but it's too dry, is what I'm saying. It's not that it's bad. I mean, it doesn't have any flavor.
You just don't care for the matzah
It's sort of
balls.
like White Claws, you know? It's like you're waiting for something to happen. You get that first taste of black cherry, and then there's nothing else except fizzy water. It's with matzah. And it's not just because it's matzah, because it's a Jewish unleavened bread thing. I love all kinds of bread. But the only way, and I'm sure my Jewish friends will agree, the only way matzah is edible is if you slather something on it.
Correct.
You're not eating dry. Now, I'm not putting any gefilte fish on there.
I know.
I'm not putting any kippered salmon on there, whatever else you put on there. Give me a little jelly, give me a little peanut butter on there, and I'll eat it.
Although the Alige pizza,
yes.
a.k.a. anchovy pizza, that
Correct.
Angelo's Pizza sent over from when we were at
right next door. They just walked it right out of the oven, right into the next door at Screwballs up in King of Prussia last Thursday night.
And I've never really cared for anchovies in any which way except for in a good Caesar salads, like tableside Caesar salad.
It just has to be the essence, though.
And it was fan-freaking-tastic.
It's good.
I had 3 slices.
It's got to be a little bit of flavor. You got to have flavor in anything you have. Anything that's bland, like most sports talk radio and things of that nature or podcast, you got to have spices. You got to be able to spice it up. I don't mean super hot. See, people go to extremes. They either have bland stuff or they have stuff that's now too hot, and everything's got to be super hot. Oh, hot and spicy wings. The spicier, the better. And I don't care. You can have the spice. You can spice it up as much as you want. I don't tell you how many spices to add. I'm just telling you what I do.
Everybody
I don't like
should have
super
a little
hot spicy.
spice in your life.
Listen, my butt's burning enough without spices, okay?
You're not the only one. Just so that everybody knows, in case you hear yowling in the background, all 3 of our cats are having major butt issues as well. I think that they're doing this in commiseration with Tony.
I think they are. These are sympathy butt hurts around here. Speaking of butt hurt, just check my Twitter feed. You'll see a lot of butt hurt on there, Robin. And you know, as I say...
No wonder you're in such a bad mood.
It fucking sucks.
It does.
It fucking sucks
exactly.
to be out here with this out-of-control shit.
I know, but we do it every day because we love people who get it. And people who listen to the show get it. They don't get everything. They get some things. But the big question today here in Philadelphia is we are now just past 1 o'clock in the East. And all eyes are now, as I said yesterday, sort of like the Pope. I saw people posting this. They must have stolen my shtick. All eyes are looking at Citizens Bank Park here in South Philadelphia, a few short blocks away from this broadcast facility. We call it the Broadcast Center, the operations. What else can we call it to make it sound like really, really big? The world headquarters of BrunoNation Live. The Nerve Center.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's like the mission control.
I like mission control.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can call this.
I think mission control is right here, and it looks like mission control.
It really does. I mean, the next time the Indians want to launch a spaceship to the moon, they're going to call us and they'll help us get that spaceship up to the moon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
and we are going to do the Harry and Aton crossover at 1:30. See, 1:30, half hour into the show, like we do every Wednesday, Steve. It's every Wednesday at 1:30. As soon as we started the show, he starts. Where's the Harry and Aton crossover? It's regularly scheduled at 1:30. That's when we do it every week. We have not changed the schedule, so please be patient, folks. Especially when I'm a little salty today.
Yeah, Tony's in a. I mean, you thought I was being sassy.
Exactly.
Tony's in a. What would you call your mood, Tony? It's probably different than what I would call it.
I would say, to quote the great Harry Mays, who will be on with us here in about 25 minutes or 20 minutes or so. You know what I am, Robin?
What would that be, Tony?
I'm pissed off.
But I'm not really pissed off. I'm just in pain. And you know how you get when you're in pain? You could take pain medicine. And I'm not looking for sympathy, okay? Everybody goes through pain. I play through pain. But sometimes, you know what we say on the show, Robin.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
And that's what's happening. We're trying our best here. The show's not going off the rails. You know what I have? Roid rage. Not from steroids. Hemorrhoid rage, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mikey, Mrs. Hairplugs. I think roid rage of the type that I'm suffering right now is much worse than road rage. Well, the difference is I'm not going to go outside and jump out of my car and take a baseball bat and start smashing somebody's windshield in. No. Because I'm not physically capable of doing that. I'm in such pain I couldn't even get out of the car to go over and bust somebody's windshield in a roid rage incident or road rage. There's all kinds of rage out there. There's rage against the machine. There's roid rage. There's hemorrhoid rage.
And there's rage against anybody that's in close proximity to you, which is what you are suffering from right now.
No, that's I'm okay right now. I'm on my cushion. I got the cushion for the pushing. We got great stuff today, too. Baseball, football, and as I mentioned, we have our special camera. We should have a live camera on our roof, Robin, because we can see Citizens Bank Park from here. And one of the big things that people have been asking about, and the great Jim Salisbury over at NBC Sports Philly is on top of this. He wrote a column today about, hey, what's going on with the Phillies? You know, here it is. Teams are making decisions on their managers, on their front offices, and nothing. I mean, total radio silence from Citizens Bank Park. And so my question is, Robin, and it's the question on the minds of many. And you know what that question is, Robin?
What is that?
The question is one that we all should be asking this morning.
Well, we're waiting.
We're waiting, John Middleton. We're waiting. Maybe you're playing golf out there. It's a beautiful day for golf. Maybe John Middleton, the owner of the Phillies. And here's what Jim Salisbury says that I think he's nailed. He actually said he's not anticipating any announcements of any kind from the Phillies today.
No, other than the fact that they are adding a net in the foul territory.
Yeah, but we had that yesterday. They're adding that's not an announcement everybody wants to hear. In fact, that'll piss more people off because that means less foul balls for the people sitting in the lower sections on both sides.
So people are pissed all around for the non-announcement and for the lame announcement that was announced.
Yeah, I mean, we had that yesterday. The netting is going to be extended all the way to the foul poles. And you know what? If it's for the safety of the people, that's what they're doing it. There's been a lot of people hit with, because the baseballs are so juiced, the balls are getting hit so hard. You know, people have always been hit with baseballs in the stands. But now the exit velocity, as we're always worrying about exit velocity and how fast the ball's leaving the bat, that exit velocity is making baseballs now a more deadly weapon than ever before. And especially with people on their cell phones. They're sitting there, fly ball comes, bam!
I know. You can't... People, if you were pay attention, if you put your phones down when you're sitting in those lower sections, then maybe they wouldn't have had to do this.
Do you want a piece of me? Because I'll cut you, bitch.
Well, you don't have to cut me, man. Although maybe I'll get cut on Friday when something goes on down there when I go to the doctor.
They don't cut you.
I want them to cut me. I want them to do whatever it takes.
You know what they do?
Here's what I want them to do. I don't want to go into the office and do what I did the last time, where I'd like bend over a table and I got the doctor and his nurse assistant coming over and checking things out, checking the undercarriage while I'm still awake. If you're going to touch down there, you better knock me out. I want an epidural.
Knock your ass out.
I want an epidural.
Literally.
I want a couple of vodka crayons. I want anything that I can to not deal with this. I'm going to be like the woman who's going into labor and wants the epidural. Because, you know, I've never given birth to a baby. I've had kidney stones, which people compare to women going through labor. I mean, I had 3 kids, so I understand what the labor pains do to a woman. I've seen it live. And so I'm not, and I can handle pain. I had my eye cut open last year.
I know.
Without any anesthesia.
That's not true. You had
Well,
anesthesia.
my eyeball had anesthesia.
Yeah. You
But the
had
rest of my
local.
body, I wasn't hooked up to
Correct.
any machines
you
or anything.
Had local anesthetic.
Yeah,
not
just in my
general.
eyeball.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And my eye is the most sensitive part of my, I can't even wear eye contacts. You know what I mean? So you know how I am with eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like to put drops in them. I don't like anything in my eye. And that's why I never could wear contacts.
I need to figure out why these blurb sounds are playing twice.
Because they're so nice, people want to play them twice. If they're paying for them, Robin.
No. I don't know. Like, it's one is in mono, and then the next one is in full-on stereo. It's like I don't get it. I'm not quite sure why that's happening.
Scrapple Joe. Last week I got eczema, diarrhea, and hemorrhoids. It was the first time I ever won a game of Scrapple. Scrabble.
Scrabble, not Scrapple.
That's why he's Scrapple Joe, and so he's playing Scrabble.
Well,
which seems to be the right thing to do.
Tony Bruno, you don't even really have to go in on Friday. I could do this for you because I, having grown up on a farm for part of my life, or right next door to a farm, not on a farm, but right next door, I helped out in castrating sheep. And it's pretty much the exact same procedure that they do nowadays for getting rid of hemorrhoids.
No, they don't.
Yes, it is.
They're not cutting my balls off.
No, but
I had that happen when I got married, Robin.
No, the process. For those of you who really don't want to know, I'm going to tell you anyway. Is they put rubber bands around sheep testicles, and then the rubber bands slowly but surely cut off all the blood circulation.
Why don't they just cut the balls off?
Because that would actually be
then
more
the sheep
traumatic.
can transition to a female sheep.
It's more traumatic and more bleeding. If they do it gradually with a rubber band, the blood flow is constricted, and then the appendage or balls fall off on their own. And that is the exact same thing that they do to hemorrhoids nowadays.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your proctology moment here on the Tony Bruno Show, BrunoNation Live.
I am a de facto doctor.
Exactly. It's What Up, White Claw Wednesday. Meanwhile, let's bring it back to the task at hand, Robin.
Yes.
So as I mentioned, let me finish this hemorrhoid segment of the program.
Okay.
And if you're going to be mean to me on the Twitch stream, I may shut this bitch down after 2 hours. I'm working hard. I could have mailed it in like a lot of soft people. A lot of people, I have a headache today. I don't feel like doing the show.
10 minutes prior to the show, I almost said, Tony, I don't think you should do the show. You're in so
And
much
I said,
pain.
no, we're gonna tough it through here.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not Bernie Sanders where I have heart issues and I have to be rushed to the hospital to have stents put in, and we hope he does well. You know, I mean, if my heart was going to blow up, it would have blown up years ago.
Ah, yes.
And we don't know what's going on inside there. And we hope Bernie Sanders is okay, but he's out there campaigning. He was in Las Vegas. He had some chest discomfort, and they put him in the hospital. Now he's going to be off the campaign trail for the foreseeable future.
Tony, are you too? Do not piss Miss Robin off. She knows how to castrate.
That's all right. She can castrate me now or castrate me later.
I know.
I'm used to having my balls cut off.
I kind of like them. I think I will allow you to keep them for now. I will be gracious.
Hitman 1798. Imagine being a new listener and coming into this conversation. Here's the thing. Everybody we deal with the real things.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend 2 or 3 hours talking about impeachment. We're talking about the things that people experience.
We do not sugarcoat.
Exactly. You want to talk about impeachment, there's plenty of places to do it. The most people out there, you know what they think impeachment is, Robin? They think it's an afternoon mulled drink at a happy hour somewhere.
That would be a great
So you
name
got peach schnapps and mint in there. And so you get the mint and then you muddle it, right?
Yeah.
You get the mint. You know how you have the mojitos
Wait, I'm
and
thinking.
all of those, what are the other? Caparinas. You got to muddle the mint right in the bottom.
Or basil.
Whatever, or basil, whatever you want to muddle. Muddle that sucker in there. Slam that baby. Slam it. And then you put a little peach schnapps with the mint, and you have an impeachment drink.
I like it.
Shouldn't they be serving that? See, here's another great idea. They should serve that at every bar in Washington, D.C. So that when all of these assholes who are wasting their time in Washington, pissing away our tax dollars and not getting any shit done, can go in there and have themselves an impeachment cocktail. 2 for 1 happy hour today at the local bars in our nation's capital, ladies and gentlemen.
Brilliant, Tony.
That's what I do, Robin. The model holler. But no, actually, said I gotta give John 1984 love for coming up with this song right now. Hey, prepare yourself for the Rubber Band Man, yo. Love this song, Robin.
While you're rocking out and playing, I'm gonna clean up the mess that the cat made.
Oh, I love this song. No more Rick Astley today, no. This is one of those great songs you don't hear very often. From the Spinners. Spinner? For the Rubber Band Man. Love the Spinners. Aren't they from Philly? You're damn right. Am I being soft because I want to be sedated? No, I'm not going to play the Ramones now.
Once I went to hear them play at a club outside of town. I was so surprised, I was hypnotized by the sound this cat put down. When I saw this short fat guy stretch a man between his toes. Hey, I laughed so hard, cause the man got down when it finally reached.
No, they're from Michigan. I got to get... Now, it says the Spinners formed in Ferndale, Michigan in 1954. Bunch of hits, obviously, in the 60s and 70s. But they're also part of the Philadelphia soul sound. Hey, Rubber Band Man, slap that thing on that baby. Tighten it up now. Now tighten it up on the organ. All right, enough of Rubber Band Man. My butt's starting to hurt again. Spinner? I didn't even kiss her. All right, enough about that. Let's get down to the business now that everything's made sense. So I'm watching the baseball game last night. I had a lot of people, I got texts yesterday and emails. Why are you talking about baseball? Why are you talking about baseball, Tony? We got NBA. What NBA? The NBA we had yesterday was Shaq in a rap war with Damian Lillard. And teams are now having media days where no legitimate news is coming from those. They're nice little photo ops. Players pose, media people go there, fawn all over the athletes, which is great. Ben Simmons says, this is the best first practice I've ever had. I think he said the same thing to Kylie Jenner, I think, when he saw her. That was the best Kardashian chick in the family that I ever had, especially the first time. Then sooner or later you get tired of that shit and you break up. Isn't that how it works, Robin, with celebrity love?
Yes.
So there's your NBA update.
I have 2 updates. Mike Vick's smoothie.
Yes, what did he say?
He sent a photograph. He said, speaking of White Claw today, and he sent this on my phone.
It's a White Claw. What flavor is that now?
He is at the beach
Well, of
drinking
course,
White
it's
Claw.
90 degrees. That's a smart move for him.
Now, it is natural lime.
Natural lime as
Yeah.
opposed to artificial lime. Remember Bud Light Lime when it first came out, which is one of the first drinks that I eschewed, drinks that had fake stuff in it. The original Bud Light Lime didn't have lime in it.
Yeah, no, it was icky.
It was fake-ass lime.
Well, and it tasted really nasty.
Oh, I know. And then when I used to go to the Phillies games with my buddy Brian Guntherman, New Jersey Nuke, and Harry Mays, he would buy us Bud Light Limes, and I
As
would
a
have
joke.
I would have to gracefully say, I'm sorry,
Well,
I
Harry
can't
would drink it,
that.
though.
No, Harry would drink it.
Harry
yeah.
would drink it. Now, this is from Dean, who is obviously in his car, and look at what his car is playing.
What's it playing? I can't see.
It is playing the Tony Bruno show on
Oh,
Twitch.
beautiful. That's a smart man right there.
That is in his car. So just
Remember I say don't drink and drive, don't text and drive. You can Twitch and drive as long as you're listening and not watching. You can watch the video, but if you're driving, it's just like having the radio on, except no commercial breaks every 5 minutes with 10 minutes of commercials and 5 minutes of content. Not on this show, baby. You're getting raw, real, unedited, unexpurgated, good shit. That's what I'm talking about.
unlike our poor cats, that's bad shit.
Well, I got bad shit too, but that's another story, Robin. Can we get off the topic now?
No, I'm just feeling bad for our cats. I don't know.
You don't feel bad for me? The cats aren't in pain. They just lay around all day.
Well,
Do they have to prepare for shows? Do the cats have anything to do other than eat, piss, shit, and lay around all day?
Tony,
If I could do that, I'd be really, really happy, Robin.
I do feel bad for you. I feel bad for me too, because of you. Doug McGregor, I do the same thing in my car, thanks to Bluetooth. Yes.
Exactly. That's why there's no reason for anybody in America today, any man, woman, or child, not to have this show on between the hours of 1 and 4.
Yes. And if you're in the car, do not watch the video portion of it. Just stream it straight through your Bluetooth on your car and just listen to the audio only. Voila. Problem solved.
And again, the next time I will be breaking down the NBA will be when the NBA season starts. And you know when that is, Robin? Christmas Day. So if you're looking for NBA updates between now and Christmas Day, you've come to the wrong show. Of course, unless there's a major development. Unless Damian Lillard, drops another rap diss song or Shaq acts up a little bit or any of those other things. But in the meantime, hockey actually begins on Friday. So when a real season starts, we'll talk about the real sports that are playing right now. The NBA hasn't even started camp yet. They haven't even started preseason stuff yet. What's there to talk about unless somebody gets hurt? It's the same with any other sport. It's the same with football. When they start training camp, everybody gets excited, and then they go out there and watch guys stretch. That's not news. The only news from training camps is guys getting hurt, unfortunately. Not beat writers sitting around saying, wow, Carson Wentz just threw an uncontested pass to Deshaun Jackson for a touchdown. No, it isn't a touchdown. It's a practice throw. Nobody's covering him. Nobody's keeping score. It's not a touchdown. He threw a pass in practice. That's what it is. I don't understand what's happened to the reportage that's supposed to happen in America today, Robin.
Look at you and your big words.
Hey, I'm learned like that. Not Michael Learned, of course. Do you remember the actor Michael Learned?
I do.
Who was a woman, by the way.
Yes.
What show was she in, Robin? Michael Learned.
It was a soap opera, right?
No, it was not. Well,
Get out! Get out!
No, not that. Don't forget, we got Harry and Eitan coming up in a couple of minutes, and we're going to take some calls today. And the World Fistball League begins on Saturday. I have my official uniform, which I have yet to wear, and I got to put it on.
And I'm going to make more of those. I promise. There's 3 T-shirts that the fabulous AJ in San Antonio has mocked up for us, and we're just looking for a location that's going to give a better deal so that the prices aren't so high for the fans out there.
Exactly. Now, we're on 1 to 4 most days, except on Mondays and Thursdays because we have to get out of here and then drive far away to go do a pregame show. We don't transport ourselves. This isn't Star Trek where we go into a transporter and get sent immediately 30 miles away.
A little insider information. Originally, we had agreed upon only doing 2 hours a day, but we wanted to
out
give
of the kindness
you,
of our hearts.
Out of the kindness of our hearts, we're like, you know what? We want to give the people 3 hours a day.
Yes.
Because there's like nothing out there to listen to. They need.
It's a
Tony.
public service. We are public servants here.
So normally we give you 3 hours a day, unless something comes up, like in this particular case where we do the other shows where we're giving you an extra hour already.
Like Luigi last night did Funk and Fantasy in here.
He did an extra.
He did almost 3 hours
Yeah,
last night.
I know.
Because my boy Alfie from Abington was in the house, in the wine cellar. Joe Quills was in here.
I'm so excited because he gave us great news. The Alfie from Abington has been trying.
Abington, Robin.
I said, I know.
Albington, you said.
I did.
Isn't that in England somewhere? Some crappy little town in England?
But all my words were kind of coming into one. But Alfie from Abington.
Correct.
He finally got the job that he wants. Congratulations to him. He works for Pico. He's been waiting for 8 years to get this position, and he's so excited.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
He's right here, and he's helping you. I'm your daddy.
Well,
I'm your father.
So, but
I'm your father.
We have been somewhat limited in doing any additional electrical stuff in the house because
I only have a 100-watt panel there.
Right.
100 amp, I should say, not 100 watt.
A
100 amp panel.
And you thought that we had to get a new from the city cable that would allow us to get a 200.
No, we need a 200 amp line running into the house.
But we actually do.
We have breaking news on the amperage line.
Abby, who works for Pico,
who?
Alfie. What
Robin,
did I say?
Jesus.
God, my pill hasn't.
Are you on drugs or something?
No. Actually, I'm not. I think I forgot to take.
Jesus.
to take good. Anyway, Alfie.
From Abington.
I wish my lips would move in the order that they are supposed to. Alfie said, no, it is the proper cabling. It is up to date, up to code for 200.
Because I'm a non-licensed electrician.
So we can change the panel. I'm very excited.
I ain't changing no panels right now.
No.
I ain't changing nothing.
Do it right this second, Tony Bruno.
Oh, if I can change my underwear, I'm happy for the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
S Falcon 39. Robin, are you okay? No, apparently I'm not okay. I don't know what's going on. My words are not coming out of my mouth the way my brain is thinking.
Understand.
Jesus. Anyway, so let's get back to let's get back to the business now, okay? So I mentioned baseball last night. I'm watching the game. And it's 3-1, and it's boring. And all of a sudden, Max Scherzer goes out there, 2 batters in, he's down 2-0. It's 3-1. The fans down in Washington are really, really, really quiet, and justifiably so. I mean, they had an unbelievable season, rally from behind. And what happens? What happens, ladies and gentlemen? Down 3-1, bottom of the 8th. Brewers can taste the NLDS going to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. Closer, Josh Hader was on the mound. Lights out for the Brewers all year long. Loads the bases, couple of really good at-bats, and then 20-year-old Juan Soto.
ESPN and the 97.3
singles to right field,
ESPN mobile
and poor Trent Grisham, the rookie, misplays it.
Sorry, Tony. They're actually they were coming in now.
I know, and then you know what happened. The Nationals win 4-3. We're about to cross over now.
Zach K and EHT. Just wanted to text in, let you guys know I've fully dedicated my 12 to 2 time slot to Mays and Aton. The show is great. Miss you guys on the old station. Also downloaded the 97.3 app. That's 97.3ESPN.com/app. Thank you, Zach K.
Good work out of Zach.
We appreciate you, brother. All right. We cross the streams each and every Wednesday with Tony Bruno. I've told you I've been watching. Now, on mute, of course, but I've been watching it up with everything going on with Tony and Miss Robin today. And it seems like it's been bedlam. I'm trying to keep up, Tony, watching the chat. And I know, unlike Twitter being a barometer for society,
yes,
the chat is a true barometer for the Tony Bruno experience, the Tony Bruno BrunoNation Live Twitch channel.
You're exactly right, Aton, because people are reacting in real time. It's not like somebody tweeted something 6 hours ago, and then there's a thread, and then there's ratio, and then the one person rips the other person, and then the other person comes in and rips the other person. Here, the constant ripping goes on, whether they're ripping me or Robin or you guys or Harry, which is really uncalled for. But I gave out yesterday, by the way. I gave out. You know, I don't normally make baseball selections, boys. People asked me at the end of the show. I said Nationals, money line, obviously, minus 180, and under the 7.5 runs. And how about that combo last night, huh?
How about that? Well, that makes up for Monday, right?
Well, Monday I was 1-1. I said the under, and I took the Steelers and the under, so I was 1-1 on Monday. I had everybody yelling at me. Everybody yelling at me in New Jersey about, the under is going to go over 44. It went under, luckily, because the Cincinnati Bengals, fellas, can we agree? They absolutely. Yes. And now they got John Ross is going to be out for a couple of weeks. If their offense wasn't bad enough already without A.J. Green, now they don't have John Ross. How is this team going to win?
And they don't have an offensive line either.
Yeah, other than that, they got Andy Dalton, though. At least he got Rick rolled the other night. We did play a little bit of Rick Astley yesterday, yes.
Well, and they have a coach that spent some time rubbing elbows with Sean McVay, so they got that going for him.
Exactly right. But meanwhile, guys, we are all of our eyes are on Citizens Bank Park, and as you know, I'm not far away from here, waiting for the white smoke or the red smoke or whatever smoke, or the Aton smoking outside of Citizens Bank Park and putting up a puff cloud to find out. And now you see Jim Salisbury's reporting that the Phillies really doesn't seem like they have it. And his best point that he made today in his column on NBC Sports Philly is, you know, the Phillies probably figure, why do we need to make an announcement? Gabe Kapler's under contract. His deal's not up. Everybody's waiting for them to come out and make the signal that Gabe's going to be fired or Klentak's going to be fired. John Middleton's probably on a golf course today. It's nice and hot and humid. It's sticky. You think he's sitting around waiting to tell the media what he's going to do with this organization?
No, neither is Gabe Kapler. He's enjoying the final day of sun somewhere on a beach with coconut the last day of the 90s, Tony, until probably next June.
Exactly.
He's partying like it's 92 degrees out.
Harry's probably jonesing to get out to the track.
John Middleton has a plan.
His plan is to get out and play some golf before it gets cold out there.
That's my plan. All right, did you see this, Tony? I just saw this on Branded Sports.
Yes, the PPA story.
On your agenda.
Oh, this is the greatest Philadelphia Parking Authority. Yeah, Branded Sports, those guys sent it to me today. And this is manna from heaven, Harry and Aton. The Philadelphia Parking Authority is now, it already has been, the most maligned, corrupt organization. They had their own series on TV showing what nincompoops they are. They did the ultimate. Should we do that story right now? Because I think this is a big deal.
Yeah, I think you should do it right now. Tony, here's the thing. Treat me like a member of the audience who just stepped into this segment because I have absolutely zero idea what you guys are talking about. Oh, man, this is awesome.
This could be the biggest. Forget impeachment. This is bigger than anything. Forget about, you know, the country, democracy dying and all this other stuff and global warming and climate change wiping us all off the face of the earth. The Philadelphia Parking Authority. So a woman gets a parking ticket. Follow along now. So a woman gets a parking ticket, which happens pretty much every 10 seconds in this city. So then she appeals to the parking authority, asks them some questions about, you know, how she fights the ticket. And so she got the normal response, except it wasn't the normal response. The Philadelphia Parking Authority sent this woman a link to Pornhub, and it was gay male-on-male sex is what she got.
Dude.
She got a porn clip with two dudes doing it. They were on the
metaphor for her getting, her situation? Or getting screwed? Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to send, why would you send two dudes to a chick who got screwed? Wouldn't you send
because the phrase is, you got bleeped in the rear. And I'm cleaning it up. It's like those Santander commercials.
Exactly.
You see those?
No, which one?
Like when you're getting the shaft from your bank or you're getting the runaround.
Yeah.
You got fleeced, and they're wearing a fleece. Right.
Hey guys, I actually I have the screenshot up on the screen right now, if anybody's watching on Twitch, from the woman who sent the text to the PPA. And it shows that, she says records indicate, blah, 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 issue, blah, blah, blah. And then
they wanted the $26.
The link from the PPA, and then her reply that says, "Thank you, but I will not be clicking on that Pornhub link. Hope that's okay."
Unbelievable.
The PPA.
They can't get anything right.
The PPA throws gay porn at a woman who wants to know about her parking ticket on 9/26/19 for over-the-limit violations, and you have a current outstanding balance of $26. Hey, relax. How about some gay porn here? Here's a link to Pornhub.
Hey, is parking an Urban Dictionary term that references something in gay porn?
We should know that, right?
Well, I know it's a pain in the ass here in South Philly. I mean, I live here. You guys have been here. There's no bigger pain in the ass. But I like here's the part that I like. So after she writes back to them, "Thank you, but I will not be clicking on that Pornhub link. Hope that's okay." Then they send "We apologize for the error.
Yes.
Please reach out anytime."
Well, this is the exact verbiage that was sent to. Earlier today, you received an inappropriate message that was sent by a contracted vendor of the PPA, so they're trying to shift the blame onto somebody else.
Right, of course.
To a third party.
Yeah.
We sincerely apologize for the inappropriate message. We have been assured by our vendor that steps have been taken to prevent it from ever happening again.
So the point is, even the parking authority has to send out their ticket manipulation garbage to outside vendors. It's like that guy in Miami selling 2 beers to a dude at the Dolphin game. And
I have that story in front of me. Now, can you imagine, here you are, okay? You're one of, 800 people in that stadium?
Exactly.
You talk about getting bleeped in the rear. You're already paying money to go see that product, and then you get charged $724 for 2 beers at a Dolphins game.
I know.
What did he do? He took the credit card, right, and just put in the wrong. He put in a
no. He had his own. He had his own square. He had his own little.
Oh, he had a skimmer.
Yeah, he skimmed it.
You know how they sell these little square things?
Grand theft.
Yeah, you know how people now they sell Square, and you can put this thing in your own phone, and if you have a home business and you're selling T-shirts at home, you swipe the credit card. So this guy had his own little Square account, the vendor, and of course the Dolphins are blaming it on the vendor and the guy who worked for the vendor, the Miami Dolphins, who employ the vendor and the guy who's scamming $700 for 2 beers from customers who are suffering enough and paying real money to watch the Dolphins lose every week. That's okay. It's everybody passes the buck.
That serves him right, though. Never go to another Dolphins game again because you never know what could happen. Next thing you know, you probably get shanked just for ordering popcorn.
Harry and I, when we go to Phillies games and had to drink Bud Light Lime, I wouldn't pay $7 for one of those.
Oh, see, a lime-a-rita? That's why we pay cash, Tony.
Exactly.
Exactly. Nobody's skimming nothing off of me, homeboy.
I broke up with somebody way back because I thought that this woman jacked into my credit card, but meanwhile it got skimmed.
She probably did.
It got skimmed at a gas station.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because multiple people, when I went back and used it again, it got skimmed again, and multiple people were saying that. But, you hang around shady people, and you automatically assume that somebody's hacking into your thing.
That's one thing. You've gotten rid of all those shady people.
I've cut them all out of my life, man.
Well, Chip Kelly got rid of shady.
Better than cutting them out.
Chip got rid of shady a few years ago, and look what happened to the Eagles, unfortunately. But by the way, here's the capper. Here's the capper to this woman who sent the tweet, and then she posted it.
Kapler.
Not the Gabe Kapler. No, he's still actually, at this hour, Gabe Kapler is still the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. And remember, the Phillies do not have to actually make an announcement because he's under contract. But as I said earlier today, you know what the Phillies need to do today? You know what we're all saying as we wait with bated breath?
Well, we're waiting.
We're waiting. Judge Smales is waiting. He wants to know.
That was in the Crossing Broad article.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was?
Picture of Judge Smales.
Oh, yeah, I had the clip. I mean, that's the first thing you think of, right? We're waiting. By the way, to cap off the woman with the PPA who gets the gay porn, she then writes back to them after they say, we apologize for the error. She says, bleep, I'm so sorry to whoever I got in trouble. Why would you apologize to a place that's trying to, that's that you asked what the ticket's all about? They send you gay porn, and then you're apologizing for posting this, literally exposing the PPA as some banana republic, third world garbage hole that's run by the city and state of Pennsylvania, and they collect the money for the city, these people. And they're sending out gay porn. They're sending out gay porn to people.
You go from the Banana Republic to a banana hammock.
What does the fact that it's gay have to do with it? Porn in general would have been a violation, right? like is the fact that it's gay porn make it worse?
I don't know, man.
I mean, Jesus.
I have no idea.
FYI, parking is in the Urban Dictionary.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is. And it refers to getting it on in a car.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, with no specific gender is listed in that term, correct?
No, it is not.
It is open.
Yes.
Okay. Like a genderless bathroom, it is open to all.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. All right.
We're going to continue this conversation on Twitch.
Yeah, the radio portion is about over.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Top golfer gets 3-year suspension for flipping off.
I saw that in Korea.
Good for him. Fans need to be flipped off more.
I agree.
Tony, Miss Robin are going to hang out with us. We're going to hang out with them. And we'll be back to wrap things up on 97.3 ESPN. But hang with us on Twitch, Mays and Aton, and, of course, BrunoNation Live.
Listen to Mays and Aton anywhere.
Can you focus on something to start today's show?
Download the 97.3 ESPN mobile app now. 97.3ESPN.com/app.
All right, boys.
How that happens, that is just too funny.
The PPA, I got to thank Branded Sports, though. They brought that to my attention a little earlier this morning. That is great stuff. Anything that we can do to further expose the PPA as an absolutely ridiculous joke of an organization. And then you got the Philly mayor. He passes the buck. Well, we don't run the PPA. Then how come every time I get a ticket, I have to write a check to the city of Philadelphia? Is the city of Philadelphia a private third-party vendor? Who's cashing those checks? I want to know, Harry. I want to know, Aton.
Technically, that vendor would have been a fourth party because the PPA already is a third-party vendor.
Exactly. Listen, they're the most efficient organization in the city. They actually do their jobs. They do their jobs too well. While the other parts of the local government doesn't do their jobs at all, they are over-officious jerks, as a football coach once yelled at an official. You remember that clip? Who was that? You over-official.
Who was that?
Was that, I'm trying to think now. That's on one of those NFL film clips. You over-officious jerks. Well, that could be every coach right now, because every time there's a penalty flag thrown on every play in these games, it's an outrage. By the way, Harry.
Is that Jerry Glanville yelling that?
Tony, I counted an average of 15 flags accepted in each of the games.
It's unwatchable, Harry. It was bad enough that Monday night game was unwatchable to begin with. But then with the flags, it's just hard to watch, man. Just really hard to watch.
11.
You got to sprinkle a lot of bets on these bad games.
There's going to be 11 backup quarterbacks in Week 5.
Exactly.
I have the over-officious jerk update.
Was it Jerry Glanville
or
was it Marv Levy?
It was Marv Levy.
Marv Levy, your Buffalo Bill coach.
One of his personal favorite coaching tantrums of all time.
Do we have it?
Let's see. Do I?
It should be available.
Marv Levy going crazy is like the guy who's still is like the perfect stereotype of the case of ageism, right? Like the person who's there in the office who still can't figure out the computer or still can't figure out, everybody else has. And he's just like, God damn it, slamming his hand down on the table.
I love Marv Levy. When he used to sing Go Bill. Remember he used to sing the Go Bill song after they won? They won games. He would sing the Bills fight song. And I used to have him on my ESPN show.
From like early 60s.
Exactly. When I was on ESPN.
The one he wrote.
Love him. Do we have the tape, Robin?
We have this?
I think she's finding it right now. We have it.
I
think it's a Marv Levy.
Isn't Marv Levy, wasn't he a Rhodes Scholar?
I think so. He's a great guy.
Smart dude.
He really is a smart dude.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, do we have the tape, Robin?
I'm
By the
not
way, speaking of
sure.
Jewish guys, Eitan, is Rosh Hashanah over?
Yes. I don't know. It's 2 days. It's Monday and Tuesday.
Wait a minute. You told me you were a Jew the other night, and you were telling me how to say Rosh Hashanah properly, and now you don't know if it's over or not?
He's a convenient Jew.
No, listen. I'll give you this. This is the perfect microcosm for my Judaism here. I can read Hebrew, or I used to be able to read it, but I couldn't tell you what the hell I'm reading.
Oh, my God.
All right? Listen,
How can Harry Mays know more about Jews than Eitan Shander?
I think so.
This is not a Dr. Joel Osteen situation here where I'm claiming to be somebody that I'm not. I'm not going out there as a rabbi. I don't have...
Your name is Eitan.
Well,
That's
it's
like
Israeli.
Hebrew
It's
for
Israeli.
Ethan or
right,
whatever.
Exactly right, because I'm first gen on my dad's side. But listen, my dad is more assimilated than me, all right?
You should have had to go to the Mossad for 2 years.
No, listen, they all fought and they all served in the army. They got out of there, so I didn't. They probably knew better. My dad, who do you think introduced me to bacon? My Israeli-born father, all right?
By the way, I want to know, that's the only reason that the Phillies haven't made a decision is because of Rosh Hashanah.
30 seconds.
We think it's because today is the last real day of sun. They're going to fire him tomorrow when it's rainy out.
What happens if they never make a decision? And then we have to wait for ESPN to run a decision show again on Gabe Kapler.
Hosted by Buster Olney.
Now you see this on the Twitch, on your Twitch.
Coming back
I'm
next.
watching BrunoNation
We're
live.
coming back.
Let's get this back to the Eagles, boys. Let's get it back to the Eagles.
Yeah, we're back to 97.3 ESPN. We'll talk to you next week.
I'll see you tomorrow night, Harry, up there at Screwballs, baby.
Free Mays and Eitan Shander.
Screwballs tomorrow night. Harry Mays, Tony Bruno back together again as we get together, press the flesh.
Yes,
Harry
yes.
has been not drinking for the
know.
last 2 shows on Thursday night, which I believe is a new world record. Harry Mays, the last 2 Thursday nights when we go live up there for Thursday Night Football, countdown to kickoff, up in King of Prussia on Thursdays from 6 to 8. Harry, not one cocktail at all, not even a beer. Remember the first time we were there, we were doing the vodka crans? Then he went back. Then he went to my new go-to beer when I drink it now.
Yes, you do. You love the Corona
Premier. And I didn't even realize Corona Premier is a light beer. There is a Corona Light, but Corona Premier just sounds better. But it's actually light beer. It has fewer carbs and less calories in Corona Premier. So there's your Corona Premier update. And it is Locktober, so we'll see you tomorrow night. Always great prizes, always good people hanging out, good pizza with Ali's. Whatever you need up there, we'll be there for you tomorrow night. Come on by.
So I've been trying to find that particular audio clip, and I have not been able to find it. But here is one of the people that was writing about that particular "you over-officious jerk."
Mm-hmm. It's on all these NFL film clips when they show coaches on the sideline.
This is a little article about Terzian's career. What's his first name?
I want the soundbite, Robin. I don't want an article on it.
No. This is a very but Mark Levy was wearing a microphone on the sideline after admitting in a pregame that he went to the college with Terzian. He is later seen screaming one of the most memorable quotes captured by the NFL Films microphones, which this person says he cannot find online without being doctored up by the uploader. But the full quote is, "Hey, Armin, hey, you over-officious jerk."
Yes, it's on. I've seen it a million times on that. It's when you hear "keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys," and that was Hank Schramm saying that when he was the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. So they have this video with all of these coaches yelling from the sideline. Vince Lombardi saying, "We got to get a seal here and then a seal there." So there's all these great coaching quotes. And Marv Levy, by the way, God bless him, 94 years young, Robin. 94 years old.
Wow, he's still
Marv
around,
Levy.
huh?
Yes, he is. Great guy. I got a chance to work with him at ESPN for a few years. One of the most down-to-earth, nice human beings you will ever meet. And it's just a shame that he didn't get to win a Super Bowl up there. I mean, that first Super Bowl, if the kick goes through, he's got himself a Super Bowl championship. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He went to Harvard, believe it or not, Robin. Harvard. That's some smart-ass shit right there. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt Marv Levy, the greatest coach in Buffalo Bills history. Is there any doubt about that? Now, there are books about Marv Levy, but we'll find the video. I'll get it.
Well, it's hard for me to find it without being able to listen to it while I'm on the show, and I can't really do that.
1969 to 1997. Marv Levy. It's old school, man. That's when coaches were coaches. Men were men. And men did not get homecoming queen awards at Tennessee schools. Did you see that video last night, Robin?
Mm-mm.
So, we live in a world now where no one knows what their gender is anymore.
Right.
No one knows where they are. So I saw this picture last night in Tennessee somewhere. Not the University of Tennessee. They got their own problems. But I think it was a high school. Although the person that they picked as the homecoming person or whatever they called him looked like a grown-ass man. And they had him out there with the crown on.
How can that even be possible?
I don't know, Robin. I don't have all the details on the story. But I saw the picture, and I posted it last night. You got to find it. It's a Tennessee school having a guy who's obviously a man. Again, he can identify himself however he wants in this crazy world we live in. But meanwhile, the bottom line is, this is what we've come to? We can't even have homecoming queens anymore? Again, you can identify yourself however you want. Ridiculous, man.
Speaking of memories, you actually, there was a very beautiful post by Charlie Manuel.
Yes, I saw this. I was actually the first person to respond to this, remarkably, because Charlie Manuel, of course, Phillies hitting coach, former manager, packed up his stuff, too. They didn't fire him. Although Charlie said goodbye.
Yeah.
He said goodbye, and he was in New Jersey this morning, and he took a picture, and then he said goodbye. And I broke down. I broke down and was sobbing uncontrollably.
So
then I put some hemorrhoid cream on, and then I felt a little bit better. But this is the tweet. I want to put this up there. I don't have my screen. My computer's not up here today.
It is up right now.
And why is this one closed where I can't see it?
Oh, because I probably didn't get to it with all the other things.
Okay, no, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just wondering because I can't see it. And then you're going to say, well, look at the screen, and I can't look at the screen.
Just log on and then open OBS, and then it'll should pop right up there. But so this is from Charlie Manuel.
Can you read it? Because it's a beautiful picture.
It is.
It's
and
Charlie
standing in front of his red truck. I'm assuming that's his truck.
Yes, well, read the
out on the
tweet.
street. And here is what he tweeted. He said, "Goodbye breakfast at Mercer Cafe. I wish that I could stay, but now it's fall. We're not playing ball, and I must be on my way. Goodbye courtyard at Navy Yard, Philadelphia. Goodbye big red truck. Thanks for the ride at Winterford, New Jersey. My best to you all. Love, Chuck."
Charlie.
No, he said Chuck there.
I know.
It is what it is.
What it is, what it is.
Aw.
I love how he thanked.
And then there's a photograph of him
standing in front of his red truck from Winterford, which they allowed him to drive during the season when they brought him back as the hitting coach. And then he thanked the Courtyard and Marriott inside the Philadelphia Navy Yard.
And he did it.
And he made it in a poem.
Yeah, well, it's Good Night Moon. It's the same.
Good Night Moon, Robin.
It's that same cadence of Good Night Moon.
Yes, no, I love
Night,
that. I love that.
And then you were the very first one that replied to him, and you replied saying, "You're making me cry, Charlie."
I know. He did. I mean, when I read that, tell me that's not the sweetest thing you've ever seen, Robin.
It is. It is very sweet. And you put in a GIF of what's his face from
somebody,
ER.
and I don't know who that guy is.
It's the actor from ER.
But the guy looks like me a little bit,
It
though.
does a little bit, and sobbing uncontrollably in the shower.
Because if you look at me when I still had the dark beard, people say that a lot of people have sent me that GIF, claiming that it looks like me in a shower crying from an angle.
What is the actor's name?
I don't even know. I had no idea who that was. I didn't know what show it was from.
He's from ER. He was also one of the
I never watched ER, Robin.
He was one of the Hardy Boys.
He was?
Yeah.
Somebody tell us, because I don't know. That's not Moby, is it? No, it's not Moby. Moby's got a bald head. This guy has he has a bald head, shaved head. He's got a goatee, and he's in a shower, and he's sobbing uncontrollably. And it's not Larry David.
Anthony Edwards.
Is that Anthony Edwards?
Yes, that's Anthony Edwards. I think that is actually a scene from ER, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. The only episode of ER I ever saw was the one that they did live during the baseball playoffs, Remember when Clooney was watching the Yankees game? That was like the first ever let's do ER live, not taped, and it was a disaster. It wasn't a disaster, but you could tell how much editing and post-production does to a live television show.
He was part of Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, I know who he is. I didn't know that was him, is what I'm saying.
That is
you know what I'm saying?
Lily, stop chewing.
Now I got some
ribbons.
clown on Pope the Hammer. Pope the Hammer now coming at me on Twitter. A guy who's obviously a troubled, deranged human being who still follows me for some reason.
You need to ignore these people, Tony Bruno.
I should block the guy. I just want to have him stay up there so that he can continue to look like the schmuck, the slap-dick piece of human excrement that he really is. So go shine your trophy. Go pop some other crack, sucker. Get out of my face, bitch.
How do you
Go
feel
suck
about
some NBA cock, bitch.
Hey.
Get out of
Tony?
my face,
Tony,
bitch.
can I'm just going to just block. There's this thing called block for a reason.
I know. I could say, hey, Jack, can you take this guy off Twitter? He's saying mean things to me. Take him off, okay? Because that's how I deal with people who say things I don't agree with. That's the world we live in, Robin. Nobody knows who's a man or who's a woman, and nobody knows when somebody says something that they don't even have the basic reading comprehension skills to understand what people are writing. The derangement of people who take any tweet and then turn it into something that it's not is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my 66 years on God's green earth. Have you ever seen people more triggered, more delusional, more ridiculously stupid?
Speaking of triggered.
Were Twitter a vast wasteland of garbage, stupidity, incompetence? And I'm just talking about the blue check marks on there. I'm not even talking about the dipshits who can start 15 Twitter accounts and hide in anonymity. Sons of bitches. I think that is one of Kevin Durant's burner accounts. The guy's an NBA hunk. He's out there slurping Mike Scott in parking lots. Son of a bitch.
All right. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay,
I just wanted to get that out of my
I'm going to take the rant screen off because it was appropriate. Tony. You know, if you wouldn't, see, this is your problem. Your butt hurts. So you're
Am I ornery a little bit today?
Yeah, you're focusing all your pain outwards.
Yeah.
And down. You're this is not good. You need to listen to some chill. You should take a nice hot soak in a bathtub.
I did. I took a hot shower today. I don't have a bathtub.
I know. We need one. Updates. Tony, did we have any more?
Well, we got a lot of great stories. We did that one.
Yes.
I like this one, though. We did the PPA thing, which is my favorite story of the day. Can you imagine that? How this woman should sue. This woman was so nice that they sent her porn.
Okay. You know what? No, I don't think so. Well,
I think the
but see,
PPA
here's the wrong...
should be sued into oblivion.
Well,
if I'm this woman, now this is a woman, and she sent gay porn with two men doing each other. Now, if people want to watch that, they can go watch it. If you get that unsolicited, shouldn't you sue those sons of bitches into oblivion? Shouldn't you go to City Hall and march on Jim Kenney and our corrupt DA, Larry Krapner?
I have two different thoughts on this.
Go ahead.
One
People
is...
sue for any little bullshit reason in this country,
and
Robin.
That's
and I hate frivolous ball. I hate frivolous lawsuits.
That's my first thing is that, like, can we just stop suing over everything? I'm like, are you really that traumatized because you got this video sent to you?
No, that's a public office.
Yes, I know.
They represent the actual city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania, Robin.
I get that.
And guess what?
That's my
People
second
get
point.
sued by the government sues you when you don't pay your taxes. They put you in jail. They boot your car. The Philadelphia Parking Authority booted my car for 3 stinking tickets. That's Nazism. The Philadelphia Parking Authority is Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, and Ho Chi Minh
all
wrapped up into one. Sons of bitches.
Tony, take a breath for a second. Let me finish. So that was my first. People are just way too sue happy was my first point, and it would be nice if people didn't just sue all the time. My second point would be, well, it's the PPA. Anything that it would take to take them down would be a good for all.
This should be the final straw that takes them down. There's no reason that I would never accept that apology. You know why? They never accept my pointing out that my tickets were illegally given to me.
Yes.
There's no recourse. So I have no recourse. Anybody that gets a ticket in this city has no recourse. And they should not get the benefit of the doubt. Somebody who works for them, who is, by the way, if you're a vendor for somebody and you do something as the representative of the vendor, they can't pass it on to the vendor as their fault. The vendor represents them. Therefore, they are complicit. The Philadelphia Parking Authority should be hit with a lawsuit, sending unsolicited homosexual porn. And again, I love gay porn. If it's two chicks, a little group scene. But if I don't want to see two guys doing it, and you send that to me accidentally, it ain't an accident. You're the government. Tony, you sons of bitches.
If I may
you are the
out,
government, and you must go down hard. Shut down the PPA.
If I may point out, though, just because somebody sends you it does not mean you have to watch it.
She didn't. She said, I'm not going to click on the link.
There you go.
But the point is, somebody sends you something unsolicited, Robin. They're responsible for it. This is a government agency. You understand that, Robin? How many people get sued by the government all the time?
Oh, I'm with you on this.
How many things does the government ignore? How many crimes committed by people in Washington get pushed aside? The government must be held accountable. The Philadelphia Parking Authority must be held accountable for their actions. You can't just slough this off. Am I wrong here? And I'm not an over-litigious jerk.
Hitman 1796 says, most people who rant, their face goes red. Got to give credit where credit is due. Tony's still as white as ever. Gangsta.
I got a little color.
Gangsta.
I'm going gangsta today.
Chill.
Tell me right now. I'm speaking on behalf of all the people who don't have a voice.
Okay.
Just like Colin Kaepernick speaks for all the people who don't have a voice as he's making millions of dollars not playing in the NFL. Congrats, bro. Here's the bottom line. The government should not trample on the rights of people. Government agencies who are corrupt to begin with, which the Philadelphia Parking Authority is absolutely corrupt. The most corrupt, next to Philadelphia, the mayor's office and the district attorney's office in the city, the PPA is a national embarrassment to this city.
Oh, yeah.
Is it not?
No doubt.
Is it not a national embarrassment? Here's how shameless the city is. They're so shameless, they allowed television cameras to follow around PPA people year after year after year and show the world just what a banana republic Philadelphia is. Well, now, listen, there are a lot of people who are guilty. There are people who get tickets and don't give a shit, and they park their cars in front of fire hydrants, and then they cop an attitude. I'm not saying everybody who gets a ticket is innocent. I'm saying that the Philadelphia Parking Authority is over-litigious, and it starts at the top. It's not the poor people who walk around just trying to do their jobs.
Litigious is a great word.
Thank you. Not over-officious jerk. That's what they say in the NFL when an official throws a flag on every play and the game becomes unwatchable. But when you have people who enforce laws and then go above and beyond and punish innocent people who have no recourse to fight for their right.
To party.
Well, that too, but you always fight for your right to party. That's a given. But how is the Philadelphia... I want to call that woman. I'm going to find that woman, and I'm going to get lawyers, and I want her to sue the parking authority. I believe we finally have the smoking gun. You know how in politics, this is it. This is the smoking gun.
Well, we should be able to find her because her Twitter handle's out there.
I think she's letting them off easy. Just like the two guys in the video, apparently.
Ba-dum-bum. And we're back to normal. Speaking of back to normal,
Yeah,
I have
I'm sweating now, Robin.
I
Can
have
you crank the air up a little bit? It's hot in here.
No, well, if you would calm the frick down, maybe you would not be so
I'm
hot.
in here to give opinions. I'm not in here just to say, hey, how about that baseball game last night, man?
Well,
yeah.
Tony,
Yeah.
there
How about my
is
fantasy team?
There is a third-party entity that I actually want to give a shout-out to and thank. We had this weird pixelation and sound droppage in our upstairs bedroom.
Droppage?
Yeah, droppage.
That's just the cats, unfortunately, yes. And that was me when I tried to do something the other night.
Upstairs TV, it was very weird.
Yeah,
It was
whenever
like
we
this-
would try to watch something
anything.
on demand or anything that was recorded, actually, not even live stuff.
I think it was live TV too.
And the picture would be not scrambled like Prism back in the day when they showed late-night
no.
porn without the box. It was like you're watching a show and it would slow down and then stop for a couple seconds and then start again.
It was haunted.
And, of course, we have the whole house FiOS DVR, which
Right.
is downstairs, which is the main box. And then all the other boxes are just smaller boxes where you can record from and you can watch the stuff that's recorded on the DVR, like most systems have now.
Right. And so, and we finally switched over from Comcast because, we love their customer service, but their product here in South Philadelphia just sucked. It sucked. We were constantly dropping the show, the live stream. We were supposed to be
Because
getting
there's too many
high-speed-
old wires. I know they've
don't
been putting new wires in.
Yeah, but it
I don't
was
want to just bury Comcast.
No, but I mean, it was at the time.
Actually, I do want to bury Comcast, but I've had enough rants today.
It was just not working for us, and we got Verizon came. They were giving us full on fiber optics, great freaking deal. It was like 1/3 the cost of what we were paying for Comcast. Long story short, problem we had upstairs. Contacted a wonderful man named Brian out of Pittsburgh.
Brian from Pittsburgh?
Brian from Pittsburgh.
Shout out. How about those Steelers, huh? How about that, Brian?
And he walked through, and we finally figured it out, and he even showed me how I can check it in the future myself, since I'm kind of a techie. He was very impressed. And it's fixed. Voila.
Did he sound dorky or did he sound like a regular guy?
He sounded like a regular guy, and I
No
have
little
to give
dork,
him,
no typical computer nerd type vibe from the gentleman, Brian. Again, it's nothing that's wrong with that, because a lot of people are really, really smart, but a lot of the times when you talk to a tech person, like you go to Best Buy and you go to the Geek Squad,
yeah,
they're not what you would call
personable.
No, they're personable. They're nice people. I'm not disparaging their ability or they do a good job. I'm just saying they're not what you would call the life of the party. There's no repartee.
Tech people and engineers are usually a different breed of people.
Yeah, they're very focused on the task at hand, and there's nothing wrong with that.
They're very
and just like I am every day on this show, I'm very focused on the task at hand and try not to have any fun.
Joe Quillen works for Verizon, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he has fun.
Yes, well,
not when he's working. He's not allowed to have fun when he's working.
Brian was also having fun. We were joking around.
Okay, as long as he's joking around a little bit, he wasn't like, when sometimes you talk to a customer service person and they're like and I don't mean like people in other countries where you have a hard time understanding. Yeah. I don't expect them to have fun. I have a hard enough time trying to figure out what they're saying to me or they're trying to say. I'm trying to say that.
The Filipinos can have fun.
And I love the Filipinos. You know that. But I'm talking about you're talking to a tech person.
If something's going to be outsourced, I have no problem when it's a Filipino.
I love the Filipino.
Because
I love all the
they're my
Filipinos.
People. Even though I don't look like it, they're my people.
But anyway, my point is sometimes you're talking to and like you want them to loosen up a little bit and you're giving them, and then maybe you're not as adept to all the technical verbiage that these guys are used to hearing, and they suspect that you don't really know as much as they do, and therefore they get a little frustrated if you ask them the same question a couple of times because you're trying to learn.
In my case, it's usually the other way around. They expect me not to know anything, but I actually know more than they do, and then that gets really frustrating.
Yeah, and again, these people are doing their jobs, and when they help you, listen, any company, you call some company, you buy a product and you want customer service, when I get a really good customer service person, as you did yesterday with Brian at Verizon, you're happy, you feel good. You're saying,
that's why I want to give him a shout
out.
I'm
paying $250 a month for cable. I could cut the cord, and then I won't be able to do a show because I need Wi-Fi. I need the internet. I need hardwired internet. So they got us. All these companies. I'm not singling them out, but let's be honest. They have us by the balls. Because what are you going to do? You need internet.
We need internet.
You need internet to survive more than 30 seconds a day. If we didn't have internet for 30 seconds a day, this would be The Walking Dead. this country would actually experience a zombie apocalypse. Imagine, how long could you survive, Robin? Seriously. Internet goes down. Now, not only are you losing your TV, not only are you losing, your tablets and your internet and your Facebook and your Twitter
now
and your
phones
Instagram.
are attached to
now
it.
all of a sudden, your phones don't work. Now you have your phone doesn't work, except for the iPhone 11 where you can still take stupid pictures of people, but you can't do anything with them after you take the picture. You can't take a picture of your dog in a wind tunnel and slow it down.
And
you can't take a picture of bananas or your own personal
Oh,
genitals. You can't take a picture of your genitals. And now with the new iPhone 11, with the great super duper 3 cameras in there, now guys who send dick pics would also be in big trouble without internet.
Yes, so this story came out yesterday. We were laughing so hard. For anybody that didn't see this.
This is the greatest. Forget about the PPA. We'll never forget about the PPA.
Yes.
But I saw this story yesterday.
It's so funny.
And so the new iPhone 11 with the not
Yeah.
the one you just bought 6 months ago for $700,
No,
$900.
because
the new one now.
Now it's not once a year. Now it's every 6 months. So the new iPhone 11 has something. They're the ones with the 3 cameras on the back.
Yeah, everybody's seen the
One
commercials.
of which is a wide angle lens,
Yes.
which allows everything to look bigger. Well, you have, but
You have the story. We have to post the
yes.
story. So, and again, if you're offended, there's no actual pictures of genitalia. So it's not a genitalia story. It's about genitalia, but no actual human body parts are shown in this
Right.
story.
So-
It's just the implication of what this new phone can do.
So I'm going to show on the left is a normal lens. On the right is
and this is a picture of a banana.
Yes.
The same banana.
The same banana.
This isn't
with a wide
by the way, this isn't a CNN commercial where they try to tell you they know the difference between an apple and a banana, and they prove every 10 seconds that they don't. This is a man holding a regular banana. The banana Robin wouldn't eat because it's too dark and she would think
it
it's
has
too
too
ripe.
many spots on it.
So this is a bright banana, one hand with the regular camera, and on the right side, the same banana, same camera, but he used the wide-angle lens.
This new wide-angle lens. So then he immediately speculated as to all the different opportunities this wide-angle lens presents itself, and let the hilarity ensue. So let me go back up. The ultra-wide camera gonna make my Tinder DMs lit. So here is, from a different point of view, same banana. You can even make it look fatter.
And so you know what this opens the door for. And, and I've never done this except unless somebody asks me.
Wait, hold on. Last picture.
Yes.
This. Dun, da, da, da.
Wow, 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 wow. Now, as you know, unfortunately, in the world of the internet and all of these sites and dating sites and Tinder and all these places where people want to hook up, what do people do?
Oh.
They send pictures that aren't really them, or they're pictures from 20 years ago. Or guys try to impress women by sending them pictures of their genitalia to show how big they are, right? And now guys, and the best part of this thread is guys send, you put together memes of women looking at the guy after they meet him and then being incredibly disappointed when the banana picture or said the phallus picture is not the same. As they say, objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Now,
or farther than they appear, whatever it says in a stupid thing.
Somebody replied to this jokester with this photograph saying, well, it's a good thing that there's also a measuring app.
So it's a Pringles can?
It's a Pringles can that's that looks humongous big,
Right.
obviously.
Yes,
as
it looks like a silo. It looks like a silo on the side. Not the silo that closed down when they used to have sales
But the
all the
measuring app can show that, no, it is actually only 10 inches. Which would still be really good. 10
So
inches.
guys now, ladies, and so women out there, as a public service to you, God's greatest creatures, all of you women, if guys start sending you penis pictures and they look weird, unless, of course, it's Rocco Siffredi or, some of the other, really well-endowed men, like Mandingos and people like that, just make sure you know what you're getting.
Clark, keep up. Oh, my God. Anthony Weiner is going to have fun with this.
Exactly right. Nice. The curved banana needs to go to your urologist, somebody once said. I think it was, who said that? That was
I
Don
saw
Juan, man.
one of those medical TV ads for curved.
Yeah, it's curved. They run late
bananas.
night.
Yeah.
Do you have the curve?
Did you know that you can go to your doctor? There's a medication
What
for
do they
that.
do? They just get that thing in a vice and go, BAM!
Ow!
They get that baby and they put it in a vice, and then they crank that thing real tight. Straighten that some bitch right up real good.
I'm not a guy, and even that pained me to listen to you say that. Yeah, no, this is definitely. I'm sure. Well, I mean, there's all sorts of apps out there that'll make you look younger, make you look thinner, make you look. I put just the bare amount of makeup on usually for the show, just so that I don't look. Otherwise I look like I have no facial features whatsoever. But I believe that there's even filters on there that allows me not to wear makeup, and then makes you look like I have makeup.
Good,
on.
because there's nothing better than people being able to not look like themselves without doing anything about it, to basically scam other people into. Imagine all the chicks with the big asses already on Instagram. Now imagine those pictures. They're wasting all this money getting surgery to get butt implants. All they need is this new damn iPhone. It's $1,000? And then you can take all the damn butt pictures you want, and your butt doesn't even have to be that big. And the difference between men and women is that if you're a woman and you put that on Instagram, and then you actually decide to meet a guy, probably no broke-ass dope, because Instagram chicks don't want broke-ass dopes. They want ballers. They want guys with money. That's why they're on Instagram.
Right.
They want to be able to be an influencer. So a woman with a nice butt who then uses the new iPhone camera to make her butt even look more bubblicious. Not too bubblicious. Because, that's a certain je ne sais quoi to have that kind. Anyway, when she decides to hook up with a guy and the guy sees her butt, the real butt, is he going to say, hey, that's not the butt I saw on your Instagram account. No way. Get out of here, bitch. Guys don't do that. Women, though, if they are concerned about the size of a man's genitalia and the guy sends a fake picture and he shows up and it's not, is the woman going to say, hey, no problem. No problem, cuz. I know it's not 9 inches. Hey, 5 inches is enough. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to her because she looks like a total
Exactly.
prostitute, okay? I mean, her butt is just so big. I can't believe it's just so round. It's like out there. I mean,
I love big butts.
Gross.
And I cannot lie.
She's just so black.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up tough, cause you notice that butt was stuffed. Deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, I wanna get whipped up and take your picture. My homeboys trying.
Do you know what I remember about this song? I remember the song actually playing, but one of the biggest belly laughs I've ever had growing up with my stepmom. She used to watch Friends. She was a huge Friends aficionado. And there is a scene in Friends where what's her face? Jennifer Aniston has a baby, and I don't even know all the characters' names. But they end up singing this song to their baby. My mom lost it. She had tears rolling down her face, and of course, that was hysterical to me, that she was laughing so hard about this song.
We got a request for the remix of the song, Robin.
Which one is the remix?
We're going to send this one out to Michael Moore. By the greatness that is our good friend.
Which is who?
Baby Got Snacks.
Oh, Baby Got Snacks?
You know who did that, Robin?
Yes.
Can you find that? Is it hot in here or is it me? You have that thing on high or low?
It's on high. No, it's on low.
Turn
Baby Got Snacks is a baby lullaby?
Well, there's another. Yeah, this version here. I want to hear this one because I love the one from what's his face.
Hold on.
Baby Got Snacks. I'm playing this one now. Let's hear it.
This is going to put you to sleep.
It's the notorious B.A.E. Bay.
This is the only one that I know of. Baby Got Snacks.
No, there's another one by what's his face. The guy who does all the parody
Yeah,
songs.
no, I don't. Hold on.
Hello?
This is
It's very zen, man.
very zen. This is totally up
Is
your
Marianne
alley.
Williamson coming over a little later on?
Baby God.
Hey, baby. Weird Al. Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic. Yankovic.
Oh, Rubber Chicken.
Rubber Chicken?
Rubber
no,
Chicken.
it's Baby Has Got Snacks is the name
Yeah,
of the
no,
song.
Trail Mix.
The
Trail-
name of the song is Baby Got Snacks, Robin.
Tony, I know
Okay.
that, but it was not. It was by Jamie Foxx. Hold on.
Jamie's. Oh, that's right. You're right, Robin.
Yeah, I know.
The actual name of the group is Baby's Got Snacks by Baby Lullaby. I need my keys to shake them in the air. I need a wind chime for this song, Robin. We're going to have the disco ball up, by the way, Friday night from our good buddy Bill Gladney in North Carolina. So Friday night, make a plan right now. Instead of watching high school football and those kids hurting each other unjustifiably,
I think this was an SNL thing, right?
the Baby Got Snacks?
I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Bearcat AJ. Hold on, we are.
I think that was the music playing in Bob Kraft's massage parlor down in Florida last spring. Actually, last winter.
Even if they're big and wide, swooping, swagging, and cheesy, you know that meat is greasy. Scooping up chips and hot wings, eating up cookies and ice cream, rubbing on burgers and fries, feeding those big old thighs. Oh, baby, I want to get with ya, cause your pants don't fit ya. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that gut you got me so hungry. Ooh, too much pork skins. Your butt can't fit in my bins with smelly jelly. Feed that big old belly. I seen her huffing, choking on milk and muffins with butt and gut. She's shaped like a Nissan truck. I'm tired of magazines saying you always gotta be lean. You wanna put a big girl in a real good mood? She gotta have some food. So fellas,
Yeah.
do you really like your woman stacked? Hell yeah. Then feed her, please her. Feed her some Cracker Jacks. Baby got snacks.
Tony.
That wasn't on Saturday Night Live, by the way.
No, I think it was. It wasn't, but it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you see the other video though that you said you were crying? Charlie Manuel made you cry, but
Yes.
there was another video that made everybody cry.
Oh, yeah. I saw it yesterday. We didn't, obviously, it was after the show. And that's why I love hockey and hockey play. I love all sports, but hockey players, and we all know the story. We followed it here closely. The St. Louis Blues, even though we're not St. Louis Blues fans, we live in Philly, and the whole Play Gloria thing that happened not that far from here with the local bar and the Blues players going in there. And you know the story by now. So the hockey season's getting ready to start. And so what did the St. Louis Blues do yesterday? Actually, 2 days ago, I believe. They went to Layla's house. You know the story about Layla, Play Gloria, and the whole bit. Layla
has a rare cancer that only like 1 in 11 people in the world have. And
then she was in the hospital. She was in a facility where no one could even see her. She was like in a bubble.
Yeah.
They went, she couldn't be exposed to people, and then finally she started getting better and better to the point where people could visit her. And she was a St. Louis Blues fan. She watched the games from her hospital room.
the only thing that made her happy.
Exactly. Was watching the Blues, who were, by the way, as you know, the worst team in hockey at the beginning of this year. We're talking about 2019. At the beginning of 2019, they were terrible. They were the worst team in hockey. And then as she's in the hospital trying to get through this horrible ailment.
They said that her fighting gave them extra incentive to fight as well, get better, and she is their good luck charm. And as you know what happened, they went all the way, baby!
And they won the Stanley Cup, and then we got to see the Stanley Cup when Craig Berube came back to town, and we went out there and kissed the cup, touched the cup, drank from the cup, ate from the cup, pissed in the cup, everything we needed to do with the cup. I talked to the keeper of the cup. Remember? That was a great show. That was a lot of fun we
Yes,
had
it
that
was.
day up there in New Hope, Pennsylvania back in July. So the cup is now finished. It's back in its resting place.
Yes.
Now the Blues have their own copy of it.
The Blues-
but the original cup goes back to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Correct. And people showed up on Layla's doorstep to give her something very, very special that only players get. And she's getting one as well. And here, get your tissues out, ladies and gentlemen.
You got two guys in blue shirts and cats.
Holy what are you guys doing here? Hi! Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Hey,
This is a surprise.
Wait, so you guys are Pinky?
Yeah. I said Pinky.
That's what it is.
Good to see you the first game.
Hi.
How's it going?
How are you? Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Oh my gosh, what a surprise.
Well, there's no reason why we're here too. So, you know how much you mean to us, right?
Yes.
And what an inspiration you've been to so many people. So me and Colton are here, representing our organization and everybody there. And we have something that we would like you to open right now.
That box looks familiar.
They gave her a Stanley
Oh
Cup
my
ring.
Here, can you help?
Look how humongous big that thing is. She could practically wear it as a bracelet.
And in her house, you can see all the sticks and the jerseys.
It's a magnet kind of, so you have to pull a little hard.
It lights up automatically when you open it up. Did you see that?
The box does, not the ring.
No.
So they gave young Layla her
Pretty
own
cool, huh?
I feel
Stanley
like I
Cup
should be touching
ring.
this one.
Oh my goodness. How does it come out of there? There we go. Oh, yeah. There.
You got it?
Yeah.
It's huge.
I know. You would think that they would have like one made that sort of fits her size. What the heck is she going to do
Well,
with
that's
that
not.
sucker?
She's not going to have to wear it. Obviously, she'll just display it. She kissed the ring.
But no, hear what they say next. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh, beautifully.
It's her whole hand. And you have to do like the boys do, make it like
That
a
poor
knuckle.
guy who's going to propose to you one day, huh?
Sorry. Until then, this
Here,
will
let's
be
turn it the
there.
other way.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, that was just.
We know that was set up, and the Blues set it up, and the front office set it up, but that was awesome. That
It's
was awesome.
It's so very, very cool.
And that's why we always say, you know what we say, what Jose always says on What Up Wednesday. And when we're going to have it tonight, believe it or not, Robin.
What are we going to have tonight?
Oh, we're going to have more baseball, of course, the American
Yes.
League. But what we also have, Robin, is hockey action. Yeah.
We will. We
We got
will have hockey action.
Yo. And the Blues will hoist the rings and stuff. The cup, I think they put it away. Brett Michael Metal God says it fit like a piece of floss between the legs of Kim Kardashian, but that was still beautiful, man. Not everything's negative on this show. Not everything is me going on a rant. I prefer nice things and beautiful things. But sometimes people can't have nice things. Sometimes people don't deserve nice things, Robin. So when people deserve nice things, we're happy for them. Now Lily has come up and is about to wreck the show. Let's see. Lily climbs up on the board and starts rubbing up against all the equipment and knocking over my soundboard, my stream chat, the microphone, the soundboard, and everything else, Rob.
See, Jason 2000, keep it loud, Miss Robin. And
Yeah.
then one from 209 says, put some trim on that, TV.
Some trim on what?
The sound, it was a little bit too hot.
I'm trimming it down. I got the trim tabs
Well,
on.
I don't want to blow everybody out.
I know.
that's on-
I got it under control.
All right.
Just relax. Just relax. It's hot. I know how to bring things up and under. There you have it. By the way, we have breaking news from the NFL Network as we have it on in the studio here. And Bill Bidwell, the longtime owner of the St. Louis Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals, has died at the age of 88. Bill Bidwell was a longtime owner, obviously, when the Cardinals were in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved to Arizona. Remember, they had the Rams in St. Louis.
Right.
And then the Rams moved from L.A. to St. Louis. But the Cardinals moved, remember, from St. Louis because there were the baseball and football Cardinals. Both franchises were called the Cardinals.
What was up with St. Louis that they lost all these teams? Like,
Let me
what was
explain.
going on?
It's called stadiums, and it's called owners exercising power to have local taxpayers pay to build them new stadiums.
Right, but what was wrong with St. Louis that they didn't step up
Nothing
and
was
make
wrong
sure?
with St. Louis because taxpayers don't want to pay to build buildings. Can I just do a thing on Bill Bidwell here? I want to rip the guy. The guy's dead. So Bill Bidwell had the Cardinals in St. Louis when St. Louis had the baseball Cardinals and the football Cardinals. But then Bill Bidwell didn't get what he wanted in St. Louis, and so he moved the franchise to Arizona, which didn't have an NFL franchise, and was willing to build them a new building to go out there and play in the desert. And Arizona wanted an NFL franchise. They wanted another one, and so they moved. And then eventually the Rams, who were in Los Angeles, their owner pulled the same deal. Hey, we're playing in a crappy building here in L.A. Oh, St. Louis then. The owner they were going to build a new building there, and they did, and then they got the Rams to move to St. Louis from Los Angeles. And then, of course, once the L.A. team finally said they were going to spend $1 billion to build a new stadium, and then the Rams moved back to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
You follow me right now, Robin?
If it's easier following you than following the teams, man.
So Bill Bidwell, the original owner of the St. Louis Cardinals, has passed away at the age of 88.
Now, Bearcat AJ says that the original franchise started out as the
Correct,
Chicago
but that was way back in the day. I know the history of the franchises, but Bill Bidwell is mostly known for the Cardinals he was born in 31.
Meet me in St. Louis.
He's the guy who hired the first African-American female executive, the first African-American general manager.
Wow.
And head coach combination. So Bill Bidwell, a lot of people are down on him because he moved the franchise from one city to another city. But he is the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, his son, I remember when I was out in California doing Fox Sports Radio and the stuff that I did out there, and Bill Bidwell's son took over running the franchise. And he's the guy who laid out the blueprint, Michael Bidwell, about the new stadium that they were building out there in Glendale. And I remember he brought to the studio when we were doing a show in a sports bar in Scottsdale, the old Fox, the Fox Sports Zone or something. Remember ESPN had their clubs? And then there was this Fox Sports bar.
We did the show from up on the second level, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So out there, Michael Bidwell brought out the plans before they built that stadium out there in Glendale, and it was going to be the very first NFL stadium that had a field that could be taken out of the stadium on wheels. So the field was real grass, but because it was indoors, they wanted to make sure that it was always in great shape. So the field had just picture a gigantic tray.
Kind of like our cat trays.
Yeah, but it's much bigger.
Yeah,
100 yards.
But think about it this way: it's exactly like these cat trays that have the slide out pan underneath. That you
but nothing's growing in there except pee and poop, and then you got to get rid of it. But the thing goes out. They push a button, and the entire tray, which is the field from the end of one end zone to the other, would go out into the open space, and then they can actually take care of it outside in the sunshine,
and
beautifully. And then inside there was concrete, so when they wanted to have other events like monster truck pulls or anything else, basketball games, they put down the floor. Right, they didn't wreck the grass. And that happens in a lot of states. So it was a brilliant idea, and especially in Arizona where the weather is always warm enough to grow grass year-round. So that's why their field's always in good shape in Arizona.
Yeah.
So that was the Bidwell family, the father, and now, of course, the son, Michael, who lost his dad today at the age of 88. So we're talking about Bill Bidwell passing away at the age of 88. And certainly a name in NFL history when you talk about owners, very influential owner. People didn't like him, but he did a lot of things. Remember, Arizona went through all that crap after the Cowboys' last Super Bowl. Remember when they wouldn't honor Martin Luther King Day back in those days? And then the NFL said, hey, if you don't make Martin Luther King Day a holiday,
Yep.
you're not going to get another Super Bowl. And people were boycotting Arizona, and all that stuff happened. I remember out there in Arizona for that Super Bowl 30 where the Cowboys won.
Yep.
Jerry Jones was really pissed off. Not about Martin
Yeah,
Luther
'cause
King Day. He was pissed off because the bars in the main hotel
Did
in
not stay
Scottsdale closed at midnight. They closed at midnight
Wasn't
on a
it-
Friday night and Saturday night of Super Bowl week.
Wasn't there a video of him complaining about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He went crazy. I remember being there. Jerry Jones was so pissed off that here he is, multi-millionaire owner. He's in Arizona. His team's in the Super Bowl, which, of course, was the last Super Bowl that the Cowboys played in back in the day in Arizona. And the game was played outdoors at the old Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe before they built that stadium out there in Glendale. So Jerry Jones, I remember I was sitting in the same bar because I was staying in the hotel. Sal Palantonio
What
and
year
I.
was that?
97, I believe. 97. So I was still at ESPN then. So Sal Palantonio and I are out in the same hotel, the media hotel, where we're sitting in the bar. Now, this is Friday night, so our work is done. And then all of a sudden, at 10 minutes to 12, the bartenders come over. And they say, all right, this is it. These drinks have to be off the table by midnight. By midnight on a Friday night of Super Bowl week. Same thing Saturday night. So that was a 95-96 season. So the Super Bowl was played in February, early February, late January. I think they were still in January. They hadn't gone into February at that point. Now remember, we're talking about 96. But it was in Tempe, Arizona, Sun Devil Stadium, and the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback should have gotten a ring for helping the Dallas Cowboys get the victory and make Larry Brown a Super Bowl MVP, which he parlayed into an unbelievably, incredibly juicy contract to leave and go to the Oakland Raiders. Thanks. And you know who the Pittsburgh quarterback was, right?
I wonder if it's been scrubbed. I can't find it.
How can you scrub a Super Bowl?
No, the video.
So I don't know if there's video of Jerry Jones going crazy, but it's well documented. There's stories about it. He's holding news conferences. This is how powerful Jerry thought he was. He thought that he could say to the bar, the Marriott where we were all staying,
open.
I'm going to pay extra. You keep this bar open. You know how when people go in, hey, listen, it's 12 o'clock. What are you, crazy? Screw the laws. I'll pay the bartenders and everybody to keep this bar open until 2 a.m. at least. And they wouldn't do it because
it was against the law.
it's the state law in Arizona. So that was a lot of fun
Well,
back in the
Arizona
day. Neil
had-
O'Donnell, by the way, you're right. Neil O'Donnell. And all you Steeler fans out there, you can thank Neil O'Donnell for helping the Cowboys pretty much win their last Super Bowl, Super Bowl XXX in Tempe, Arizona. Absolute outrage. Neil O'Donnell single-handedly helped the Cowboys win that game with 2 ridiculous interceptions. You think Jerry Jones is worried about a mini bar? Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You think the bartender said to him, hey, Jerry, we got to close down, man. Get the drink off the damn table. All right, so I know you and Jerry and you and Jimmy Johnson are going to go argue at a piano bar later on and get into the world-famous Jerry Jones. Now, that was the year Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson had their big problem in Arizona. That was at that Super Bowl where Jimmy Johnson and Jerry almost came to blows. They were both wasted, of course, which usually happens when you've been drinking all night, and then your coach who wants to take the credit for bringing in all the players because he was the head coach at the University of Miami. So Jimmy Johnson at that time, he knew all the best players in college. He knew better than Jerry, even though Jerry had a football background, about Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and all these guys because he coached at Miami. He knew all the best players. He knew Michael Irvin and those guys because they played for him.
Right.
And he knew the best players in college football. And since the Cowboys had all these high draft picks, thanks to the Herschel Walker trade and other things, Jimmy Johnson was the guy who said, these are the guys I want in here. And so it came to a head at that Super Bowl. Now, again, this is all from memory, Robin. It came to a head. Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones butt heads at that Super Bowl. And then Jimmy Johnson was gone just like that. Super Bowl XXX. Super Bowl Triple X, baby. That's where the Cowboys last won. And then Jimmy obviously had some issues with Jarrah.
Jarrah.
So there it is. It's not, the timeline may not be exact, but that's what I remember about the Arizona Super Bowl, the Cowboys last win. And, of course, Bill Bidwell, who owned the team, but they were playing in a college stadium, Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, for the first few years that they were out there until they got the new stadium built in Glendale. You follow me so far?
I'm following you, Tony Bruno.
Thank you. Now, they got into the fight at the Arizona Super Bowl, which I was there for, too. I get these barroom incidents. Jerry was upset that the bars closed early in Arizona. That's a fact.
Right, and there was a
The
player
Jimmy
that also got
Johnson.
in big trouble.
Oh,
at
all
the-
players always get in big trouble
No,
at
but
Super
that was
Bowl.
the whole I'm
Yeah.
not paying for your prostitution
That's
thing.
the Ray Lewis thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
there's a list of guys
Oh, yeah.
who, and that's one thing we do when we go to the Super Bowls. We wait to see which athlete's going to get arrested for doing something stupid, because it almost happens every year, no matter who's in the game. And it doesn't have to be a player who's in the game. It could be players who all descend, as you see every year, Robin.
Right.
Players from all over the NFL descend. They get themselves some club gigs. They get parties to go to and host. They get handed checks for walking around on Radio Row and promoting products that they've never used for 1 second in their lives. But somebody gives them a check and they go out and pimp the product. That's what it's all about. Cupcake Eagle says, okay, enough Cowboys talk. I'm getting hemorrhoids. Warren Sapp got in trouble. Eugene Robinson got in trouble. Ray Lewis got in trouble. Even I got in trouble at a Super Bowl. Except I wasn't important enough to... No, I really didn't get in trouble.
I was going to say, when did you get in
I
trouble
made
at
a lot.
Super Bowl?
I made a lot of trouble. I had a lot of fun. I could have gotten in trouble, but I was well protected. I had my posse with me at all times.
Are you,
Enough said?
Were you like protected as the Boy Scout is always prepared? And
No, I mean I
protected?
brought protection. But remember, I was married at the time, so I wasn't that unprotected.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you never know.
So anyway, there's your. This all started out as Bill Bidwell dies at the age of 88. Without Bill Bidwell, Arizona would never have had a Super Bowl, Robin. And the good thing for the people in St. Louis, when he left, they did get a team back, which was the St. Louis Rams, who were the Los Angeles Rams, and then the Rams stuck it up their ass and they moved back to L.A. too.
Tony?
And the rest is history,
I have
Robin.
breaking news.
We have breaking news?
Yes.
Is this legit breaking news?
This is legit breaking news. We
Not
have
fake news.
competition for White Claw.
We have a White Claw update?
We have a White Claw competition update, Tony Bruno.
Well, there is another company. It's Truly.
Oh, no. We're going beyond just alcohol and seltzer.
We have another new product that dumb people, not dumb, we call them curious people, will want to sample and see whether or not.
I'm sure that this is going to go like Bangbusters, but I think we've seen this already before, and they were outlawed, I believe. So I don't know
For Loco?
how they're coming up, making a comeback. But Pabst Blue Ribbon, La Colombe, Cafe Agave, spiked caffeinated coffee.
Oh, because we don't have enough caffeine.
Hard coffee.
Or taurine or any of these other things in our body.
Hard coffee, caffeinated drink meets alcohol in one can. And like I said, wasn't that Four Loko? Wasn't that caffeine and alcohol?
Four Loko had all kinds of shit in there. They had taurine, they had caffeine.
But the summer of White Claw is going to turn into the
fall
winter of hard coffee.
Hard coffee. You know what I call hard coffee, Robin? Put a shot of Sambuca in there. Put a shot of what? What's the Irish? What's the other stuff we put in there? Baileys.
Baileys. Oh,
That's
like
hard
that.
coffee to me. You have a nice cup of coffee. You put some Baileys in there. Why do I need additional chemicals in there?
Miller's, Coors, Pabst Brewing, they've all begun to look at these refrigerated coffee inspiration, hard coffee. Now they're coming out with all of theirs.
Somebody, Jolly Rogers 673 says he sampled it at Wegmans. It's pretty good. I'm sure it tastes okay. I like Baileys in coffee. I like Kahlua, little Sambuca. I don't need all these chemicals in the coffee to make them. What are they going to do for me?
FYI,
Yes.
if you are flying and you have been up for more than 24 hours and you're doing an overnight, do not have hard coffee. You were sleeping. I could not sleep. I was having insomnia, so I thought, oh, I'll have a little Bailey's or two. And I had some coffee earlier, or maybe I had the coffee and Bailey's. I passed out in the aisle. You don't even remember this. I think I told you about it.
I remember on a plane. No, I was asleep.
You were sleeping.
And then you got wasted on the plane.
I didn't get wasted. I didn't feel wasted, but I got up. I had to go to the bathroom. I got up. I'm walking up. We were in first class, and I'm walking up. I'm standing. There was somebody else that was
Now, people are ripping you now, Robin. You said it was breaking news, and now people are saying that this is not breaking news, that this is actually old news, and you are not bringing our audience the freshest, most up-to-date story that they will have not heard yet.
This is a story that broke yesterday. So if you already
So how's that
saw
old?
this,
Somebody, Dean's saying it was like a month ago, this story.
no, it says October 1st, 2019.
That was yesterday.
Yeah,
Then why are
So-
people saying that this story is old news from a month ago?
I don't know.
You going to question Dean's knowledge?
Always.
Okay, I am too. He's full of shit.
Always. He is. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. But back to my passing. So I was waiting. So there was somebody else in the restroom. I was waiting, standing there. The next thing I know, there's a flight attendant standing over me going, ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was embarrassed because I thought everybody was going to think that I was drunk. But I
see,
wasn't.
here's the problem with all of this stuff. And again, I'm having, cappuccino or you're having dessert after dinner. Normally I don't get coffee, but I'll get a cappuccino even though you're not supposed to. And like you go into an Italian restaurant. But, in the United States, people drink cappuccino at night, too. In Italy, you're not supposed to. It's almost like a law.
It's verboten.
The mafia comes in and they take you out and they chop your arms up and throw you in the Caribbean, or the Mediterranean, actually, to be more accurate. But having a cup of coffee at the end of dinner with a little Bailey's or a little anisette or Sambuca or some of the other little things, this is for flavor instead of putting cream in it. See, I don't use any of those fake creamers.
No, you know what you should use?
I don't put that almond stuff in there. And what's the other crap that you like, Robin? Vanilla, French vanilla. That's all super sweet stuff. Just give me a little something in there. Not to get drunk. I'm not drinking coffee to get drunk. I'm drinking coffee because I like coffee and I like a little flavor in it, not artificial crap that people put in, like French vanilla and what are the other, hazelnut. You can drink whatever you want. I'm just telling you, I think this is stupid.
You can drink whatever you want, but I'll rip you if you do. That's pretty much what you're saying, right?
I'll rip. I'm not going to rip the people. They can drink whatever they want. This is America still. Last time I checked.
Now, Tony, this is how you should get your milk.
Breastfeeding?
No. Hold on. This is the best little brother, big brother photo or video ever. This is what happens when you live on a farm.
Oh, the little boy's milking a cow. And laughing?
No, look
so
at what
one
he did.
Little,
Look at what he did to his big brother.
Oh, he sprayed the milk in his face? I've had that happen a couple of nights. Hey, you get a little excited. You got a lactating Latina there. And
He's milking. Is there anything better than a baby laughing?
Nah, those kids have... that's utterly ridiculous, Robin. I got to say that right now.
But that's how you should get your milk, Tony. Straight
I've milked a cow before.
Yes, you have.
I've milked a cow.
I've seen it.
I've pulled on some teats many times, Robin. I know how to work the teats. People think, people don't know how to milk a cow. They think you just grab it and start.
No.
It's
You'll
all in
get
the motion.
You'll get kicked if you
I
just
can't
grab
believe
it.
all these guys who probably masturbate 3-4 times a day don't know how to milk a cow. It's ridiculous.
First, you got to massage them a little bit, get them a
Yeah.
little bit because they're kind of hard at the beginning, and you got to work.
I'm talking
the
about
milk
cows, Robin, not women. I mean, come on.
And then you gotta work it down and soften them up, and then you got to get in a rhythm. You gotta get in a rhythm.
Play action reel for real.
It's like a squeeze and tug.
He says, lactating Latinas in my DVD collection. Mine too. Why do you think I brought them up? Come on, man. Let's get some more Miss Robin gets ripped on a plane stories.
I didn't get ripped. That was it. I mean, like, I literally, I think at the very most, I'd had 3 Baileys. But we'd been on a delay. So that would normally not do it. But I think the altitude changes everything when you're up there.
First of all, do not drink coffee on an airplane. That's your first mistake. They use the crappy water that is in tanks in there. That's really, it's legally potable. You ever have a cup of coffee on a plane, Robin?
Yeah,
I refuse to get it. I don't care how out of it I am. I will never order coffee. This is a public service tip from your green grocer, Tony Bruno. Don't buy coffee on a plane. Don't even take it for free, actually. It is garbage. First of all, it tastes like crap. And secondly, the water they use is garbage. You know what I'm saying? So there you have your coffee and your coffee mate. And you get the coffee at an overpriced coffee shop in the terminal once you get past security.
S. Falco 30, Dean dropping bomb on. Oh, see, I believe Dean's. He's trying to prove that it was out a while ago. But this was regarding all of the different kinds and that it's taking over. So my article shows that it was on October 1st.
Correct.
And yours is at some little podunk place, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Dean.
Be nice. Cupcake Eagle says, Dean just put Robin on blast and was correct, LOL. So why's it got to be nasty? How many of the stories that you hear on this show, 99% of the stories that we do on this show, you'll hear elsewhere 2 days from now.
Correct. Now, by show of hands, other than Dean, because yes, you heard this one before, but everybody else,
I didn't know this.
Who had heard about this story? Show of hands.
Well, I've seen the Haagen-Dazs ice cream that's got everything's going to have alcohol in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's brewing companies that make beer ice cream.
Everything's going to have alcohol in it. Even alcohol's going to have alcohol in it. All right, enough of this crap, Robin. I got to get some business in here.
Yes.
I got to get down to the gambling action. Because I got a man right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know we love action. And it's all about that action, boss. Do you know Mattress Mac, Robin?
Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac is the man's name.
I will look it up for you.
Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac is a well-known person.
In Houston?
In Houston, Texas. Hello.
Houston.
Mattress Mac.
Okay, got it.
You know who he is?
I don't.
He's not the Mac Daddy.
His name is Jim McInvale.
His name.
He is known also as Mattress Mac, and he is a businessman from Houston, Texas, and he's known for owning and operating the Gallery Furniture retail chain.
Exactly. So he sells furniture and lots of mattresses.
Yes.
He's the Mattress Mac. He's the daddy of the Mac Daddy. You know what he did the other day?
What did he do?
He went down there to Biloxi, Mississippi. It's a nice drive from Houston. Hello.
Uh-huh.
But he went over and took $3.5 million. That's a lot of mattresses. I wonder if he had the $3.5 million stuffed in a mattress.
But to be fair, $3.5 million for him is probably like $3,500 for anybody else.
Yeah, the guy's wealthy, and he's done a lot of good things in the Houston community. He's donated mattresses, to flood victims and hurricane victims. So he's not a bad guy. I'm not trying to rip the guy. I'm just giving you a Daddy Mac update, Jim Mattress Mac.
Oh, wow. Is he related to Andrew Siciliano?
No. Why?
I'll show you a photograph of him.
Wait a minute, are you going to do an ear joke here, Robin?
Yes.
Are you going to go that route? You're going to do this to my friend, Andrew Siciliano, who comes on the show whenever I ask? And now he's going to find out, because somebody's going to say, hey, did you hear Bruno and Miss Robin doing jokes? That is bullshit, Robin. That is, how dare you? How dare you do that? This guy's a pretty old dude, too. He's not some young spring chicken like Andrew.
Well, I bet you Andrew wishes he were related to this guy with the amount of money that he would likely inherit. Heck, I would wish I were related.
Jesus. So anyway, he goes down to the Scarlet Pearl Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi. And he takes out $3.5 million.
3.5 biggies.
And he says, hey, bitches, I'm Mattress Mac. Give me plus 220 on the Houston Astros to win the World Series. In other words, for every $100 bet, he gets $220. So he's getting the Astros, who are the favorite now to win the World Series, but he's getting them with some decent odds for a team that many believe could and will win the World Series. So if that hits, if the Houston Astros, who start their American League series on Thursday, I believe, after these preliminary round DSs are over, the other wild card game is tonight, of course, the Rays and the A's tonight in the battle of the who spent the least amount of money in baseball but still is in the playoffs while your shitty overpriced team isn't. Bowl. And that's going to be hard to put on a trophy. But you got the...
That had
so
to be
anyway,
really tiny.
So you know how much he would make if the Houston Astros won the World Series with this $3.5 million? $7.7 million is the payout.
Holy moly.
So this dude is risking $3.5 million to win $7.7 million.
Now, this is apparently a hedge bet against an offer he made earlier in the year, promising to refund customers their money on purchases of $3,000 or more on bedding furniture from his stores if the Astros won. So this is him hedging his bet that if he has to pay out to all of his customers, then that's how he's going to make his money.
So he's hedging his bet, hoping that if the Astros win, he makes 7.7,
and then
he can give the money to all the people who bought mattresses.
Because he's going to have to pay $3,000 to every single person. $3,000 to every single person that bought bedding and furniture over $3,000 worth from his stores.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, good for him. The guy does a lot of good things. You know, we're talking about Bill Bidwell and all the good things he did. People only think about bad stuff when it comes to owners of football teams, rich guys. He started as a ball boy. Bill Bidwell. Did you know that, Robin?
I did not know that.
Started as a ball boy.
By the way, this is the biggest bet ever placed in a Mississippi casino and is possibly one of the largest in the country.
Yeah, well, you think people are walking into a casino in Mississippi and plunking down $3.5 million on anything?
How much did you say that he would take?
7.7.
No, they're now saying that it would be $11.2 million.
How do you figure that? If it's plus 220, the odds, the story that I read is he got the Astros to win the World Series at plus 220. That means if he bets $1 million, again, we're going to do math here. So for every $100, so in other words, every $1,000, he gets $2,200 for every $1,000 bet. For every $1 million bet, he gets 220. No, for every million, he would get $2.2 million. You follow me so far? I'm doing this, and I'm bad at math. 220 is 220 to 1. So, in other words, if he bets $1 million, he gets 2.2. If he bets $2 million, he gets 4.4. If he bets $3 million, he gets 6.6.
For whatever reason, this particular article
Then he must have gotten better than plus 220.
Yeah, because he's saying that he could stand to take home $11.2 million if the Astros take.
Well, they're wrong, and people rip my math skills, and I suck at math, but I know I'm right on this one, Robin. So I got to give you one of those, or whoever the source is for your story.
This is an article written by Brian Murray on fansided.com.
What is Fansided know? What do they know, Robin?
I don't know.
They don't know jack.
But
Dean says, wow, Tony with some basic math today, and he did it successfully. You know, I got to give myself a rolling round. I'm not one to pat myself on the back because I'd probably separate my shoulder, and it's not worth it.
Dean is ripping you, by the way.
He
And
said, I gave up basic math, and I was right.
Well, he's ripping you on regarding yesterday's show, saying, not yesterday, the day before, Mr. Monday Night. He's saying he has a screenshot of Monday's show saying Mr. Monday Night is going down. He's going down hard tonight. It's called gambling karma.
Well, yeah, I was wrong. I picked this Cincinnati Bengals. I picked the Bengals, but I also picked the under.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Dean took the Pittsburgh Steelers and the over. So guess what? We both did the same thing. We both went 1-1. He was texting me during the show Monday night, telling me, "Oh, the over. They're hammer the over. Hammer the over. Hammer this, bitch." The under won, 27-3. How many points is that? The Pittsburgh Steelers scored 27 points, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 points is not as great as 44. You needed actually 45 points. So if you took the over, you only came up 15 points short of your goal of hitting the over. And for that, Dean, I'm going to give you one of these, sucker.
Guess who, Tony Bruno?
That is bullshit right there. Nobody rips themselves more than I do when I'm wrong. But when I'm right, I ain't playing that shit.
And this man right here calling right now, he was wrong.
He was wrong.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Beautiful, man.
All right, so the reason why, Robin, you got that screenshot, right?
I do.
And that was before, that was on the show on Monday.
Yep.
It was because, Tony, I gave your listeners now, I'm 5-0 on my college give-outs, and you gave me no credit. So that was, I was telling you right then and there, by not giving me any credit, karma's going to bite you in the ass, and it did.
It wasn't karma. It was a horseshit pick by me. Andy Dalton bit me in the ass.
Tony, guess what? You know where the horseshit pick was? This is why, here's my logic. Tony, the Cincinnati Bengals are giving up 28 points per game this year, okay?
I know. I was wrong.
So, no, listen. So this was my logic. I'm not talking about you. The Cincinnati Bengals giving up 28 points a game, okay? So if I like the over, I'm thinking the Bengals have to score 30 points to get me to the over because they're going to give up 28. That's why I felt Cincinnati in the 3 was the proper side because I thought they were going to score just as many as Pittsburgh did, which they did put up.
Yeah, you're right. You thought that. I thought Cincinnati would find a way to win a game, and they didn't because they suck. And even though I said all the numbers favored Pittsburgh, I mean, it was the most lopsided trends of any game played this year. And I just had a hunch. I thought, if they're going to win a game. Remember, the Bengals in their first 2 games, they go to Seattle, they play tough. Then they lose. Then they come back and play tough in their 3rd game. And they lose these games. I figure they're going to be home on a Monday night. The Steelers have their number. Their quarterback, Mason Rudolph, hasn't proven anything. Andy Dalton, obviously, is not good, but he's been around a long time. I figure they steal one. But, with no A.J. Green, and then Ross gets hurt, they suck. And then Joe Mixon, for all these people who are masturbating about Joe Mixon, I got him on my fantasy team. Joe Mixon sucks, does he not? I know their offensive line sucks, but what has Joe Mixon done for that team?
Oh, no, I agree. It's just how it goes. One year you have a great year, the next year, everybody thinks you're going to be great the next year, and they're not. I mean,
wait a minute. Clarky Bob says, impeach Mr. Monday Night. Impeach.
What?
You don't need to do much anymore to get impeachment proceedings started.
Man, that's rough. Mr. Monday Night's been pretty damn solid to him.
No, this year, my record, Mr. Monday Night has been, let's see, I was 3-2 going into the game, which is not Mr. Monday Night quality. So then I get one.
Money, though.
So I'm 1-1. So now on Monday nights, I'm 4-3, which is not even profitable. That's probably break even at this point, right? So Mr. Monday Night,
you're not losing money though.
4-3. On Thursday night, Mr. Thursday Night is 5-0, right? And then on Sundays, I have it written down here somewhere. See, I don't even blow my own horn enough. I don't scream on the radio, call my 900 number and for $39.95, I'm going to give you my pick that's going to lose, and if I lose, I don't have to do shit to give it back to you. I'm 70%. I have a 70% winning percentage.
I got ripped because I was on the phone and I couldn't think off the top of my head who Oklahoma State was playing at the time. And I said, it doesn't matter who they're playing, they're going to cover. And I showed you my other lock of the day was, how many points did I say Michigan was going to put up? Remember my text?
59.
No, I said they were going to put up a 40-burger. Remember the text?
Well, you were wrong. They put up 59 on Maryland.
Exactly. So
which is now basically.
My 2 locks on Saturday, so I am 6-0 with my college locks.
Listen, I'm not going to rip. What am I going to do? Rip you? I called you the dean of college football. I don't rip your college picks.
On Monday. That's why I sent out that text. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I love guys. I love these guys on the right now. Oh, over was the play. No, it wasn't. You know why over wasn't the play? Because it didn't go over. Over's only the play when they win. You were 15 points short. It wasn't even close to being the over.
If you like the Bengals, Tony, if you like the Cincinnati Bengals, the over was the play because Cincinnati averages giving up 28 points themselves. So if you like Cincy, even if it's minus the 3, okay, if the other team's going to score 28.
How do I know what the teams are going to score? That's why there's an over and under. I didn't think Pittsburgh was going to score 27 points. I didn't think Cincinnati was going to score 27 points. I thought the game would go over. And when people rip me and say the over's the play, if the over it was at 15 points short, that means the over wasn't the play. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Bengals weren't the play. You got it?
Before the game starts, you can't handicap turnovers. How many turnovers were there by a team when they're down inside the red zone? Usually Cincinnati all year long, that was the first time all year they got in the red zone and didn't put up points.
I hear you, man. They should have scored on their first. They got a turnover on their second possession, and they couldn't score. That's when I shut the game off. That's when I knew my pick sucked.
I have to ask you a favor. Don't get him more riled up than he already
God
is today.
damn it.
Damn it, Dean.
I may shut the show down early if this shit continues. I'm here busting my ass, and then you're going to call me and rip me when I have the same record as you do when you were 1-1 on Monday night, and I was 1-1 on Monday night. 1-1 and 1-1 add up to the same damn thing.
And I posted on the page yesterday before you made your picks, the same 2 picks you got, so we're both 2-0 yesterday on the baseball. We should open up our own website, Tony, and start charging people.
You're damn right I should. I'm broke AF, man.
What's this I? There's no I in team. I said we.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it, and I'll bang people. People would be willing to pay upwards of $75 a pick, especially on Thursday nights, man.
Tony, there's no I in team, but there is an M and an E. All right, anyway, I'll let you get off the phone so you can get
You better have some damn Friday night picks. I don't want to hear this boasting. I want the picks. I want winners, bro.
Robin, I love you.
Winners.
Bye.
I want
Bye,
damn
Dean.
winners. Don't be calling up and saying, hey, I picked this, and when people don't see it. People see my picks. I post them.
Yes, you
There's
do.
no hiding around. There's no manipulation. There's not like a lot of these national handicappers who claim they did this and this, but you never see their picks.
ThePropsNetwork.com.
Exactly
For those
right.
of you who are wondering where Tony's picks are, they're posted there first, and then they immediately matriculate to all of the social media sites.
Matriculate or matriculate? What did you say?
Matriculate?
It's matriculate, Robin.
I think that's what I said, or at least that's what my brain said I was saying.
Well, winners, baby.
I want winners.
They matriculate out, and they also show up on Tony's personal TonyBrunoShow.com.
Damn right. You know what this show's all about.
Straight cash, homie.
Damn right.
So that is, again, ThePropsNetwork.com. And the great thing about the Props Network is that
They don't charge you.
They don't charge you, and they have all the different betting sites that are available in every single state.
Yep.
And they tell you which one you're getting the best
they're
deals.
a portal.
If
They're like a portal. So
right.
you go on there. There's nobody trying to sell you picks. There's nobody telling you, hey, my record's so-and-so. They have me on there making picks. They have another guy on there making picks.
Touts.
No touts. It's just all of the different sites where you can go and bet. FanDuel, all the big ones, and a lot of foreign ones, a lot of offshore stuff.
The other thing that's really great is that if there is one of the sites that's running a special, like bet $50 and they'll match you $50 or whatever, they will tell you about it. So you can go on there and make sure that you're getting the best deal on all the different locations.
But you know what we have tonight, though, Robin? No, you can't proposition Robin on the Props Network. You can give me props, though, bitches. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Hockey action returns. You know what I'm saying, Robin? Got to get the freshest, latest hockey action. Now, of course, the Flyers, you know where they are, Robin. They don't play till Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock our time, which, of course, is nighttime in Prague in the Czech Republic. You know what I'm saying? And then Friday at 2, Flyers open up against the Chicago Blackhawks. They're only going to have 20 players, 11 forwards, 7 defensemen, 2 goalers. And they got a cap situation, and that's why they're going to bring guys up. Joel Farabee's going to be up and down, the 19-year-old kid who grew up in Syracuse, but his dad's a big Philly fan. So Joel Farabee is a young kid you have to look out for. He's probably going to start at Lehigh Valley, and then he's going to be up and down. Left-handed shot, looks good. Morgan Frost. They got some young players, and that's the thing. You got a lot of young players, and you want to see them develop in every sport. But anyway, in hockey action tonight, Robin, let me pull it up right now, as she said. Excuse me while I whip out my hockey selections, Robin. Let me get the theme going a minute. And, of course, ESPN has the Tampa Bay-Oakland game at the top of their page. But guess what they have after hockey? The UCL, Robin. And you know I love me some soccer.
Yes, but it's still...
Is soccer now... Is the Champions League more popular than the National Hockey League now in this country? And you know me, I'm not a soccer hater, Robin.
No, you do. You love you some soccer.
Exactly right.
I don't think so. I would think that hockey would still be a bigger
It's
draw.
not that, because ESPN doesn't have hockey, so they're not going to do it. Dean's got a 3-team parlay, 3-way tonight. Unfortunately, it's only in sports, not in real life. His first NHL bet of the night, Toronto. Tampa tomorrow, Flyers on Friday. So you're going to have to go over 3 days to wait for that parlay to hit. I don't have that kind of patience. Tonight, the Ottawa Senators are in Toronto, in the building up there. And the Ottawa Senators and the Leaf. Senators, of course, trying to build from last year, made the playoffs. I got to find the numbers in these games, though. How many pucks do I have to lay? I haven't been laying many pucks lately. I've been pooping pucks lately because it's it's a painful thing. And also tonight, you know who else is playing tonight, Robin?
Who else is playing?
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Your Washington Capitals against the Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blue tonight after they raise the banner. By the way, St. Louis minus 140 on the money line tonight. Capitals in St. Louis, And then Toronto and I mentioned Toronto open it up tonight at home, the Maple Leafs. Minus 300 over the Senators. Wasn't that long ago that the Leafs sucked. Now they're a 3-1 favorite at home tonight when they drop the puck up in Toronto at 7 o'clock. Also tonight on the schedule. You know who else we got, Robin? We got your Vancouver Canuck and your Edmonton Oiler King. Canucks have won their last 5 season openers out there. They'll go for 6 in a row in Edmonton tonight, in Alberta, And Edmonton minus 125 on the betting line if you're scoring at home. And if you are, congratulations. Have a nice Molson. And finally, in Las Vegas tonight, Robin. Vegas, baby. Vegas. Your Golden Knights get it underway against the San Jose Sharks, Remember that great playoff series last year when the boys were mucking it up in the corners and all the other places where they can gather? Vegas tonight, minus 180. That game starts at 10:30 in the East, 7:30 in Vegas, baby. Vegas. So there you have it. We got how many games tonight, Robin, in the National Hockey League? Were you keeping track?
1.
How many games tonight?
2, 3,
4 damn hockey games tonight. And this time, it counts. Exactly.
Tony?
We
just
cannot
had a
bet on the Tennessee prom gender contest in Las Vegas, though.
We just had a video sent to us.
A video? Is it good from the PPA? Is it gay porn?
This is obviously somebody who was listening earlier to your you're talking about wanting to create a drink, an impeachment drink.
Yes. Somebody. See, I should be a mixologist or a bartender.
Yes. Well,
is there an impeachment drink that's being
There is
served?
an impeachment drink. George from the Martha's American Grill.
And where is that?
In New Jersey. I'm not sure where it is.
Martha.
Sent this video. Now, this video just came out recently. This is George, and guess what?
He's making an impeachment drink?
Yes.
Now, listen, I didn't steal this. I thought of this myself. I'm sure other people who have brilliant minds, much like your favorite reporter, Tony Bruno, probably thought the same thing.
Well, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
Not yet. I'm not doing
That's
that right
Dean.
now. And thank you.
Dean.
No, that was not Dean's blurb sound,
that was
it?
Dean. That was Dean's blurb sound. But here, let's go to George from, what was it called again? Martha's American Grill.
In which city in New Jersey?
I'm
does
not
it say?
sure where it is. Oh, this is really, is there any audio on here?
What's in this?
So
Does
there's
this
but
mold?
look,
It's got to be
there's
mold
mint,
which
there's-
is what I said earlier
there's
when I
peaches,
can.
So he's mulling the mint and the peaches together.
So he's
in-
got like peach. What does he have? Like peach puree, or does he have actually like slices of freestone peaches?
Slices
So
of
it's fresh
peach,
peach
yeah.
slices. Are they freestone peaches, Robin? As we say in Jersey.
What does that mean?
It means they don't charge you for the.
Oh, hold on.
For the.
This was not even.
They
hold
don't.
on,
They
I have
don't
to go
charge
back.
you for
I
the
have to go
stone.
back.
See, it's a joke. It's freestone peaches. All peaches have stones.
So it looks like there's a lemon juice, mint.
What else?
Peaches.
Muddled
Muddled. There, now
Muddled
he's muddling
pizzas.
them. He's muddling them, and then he's putting in maybe some. I don't know
Schnapps.
This is like happening way too fast, and there's no audio. Damn it! How rude.
Is AOC the bar back in this video where she should be right now?
Oh,
Instead
there's
of,
George. Say hello to George.
Hi, George. Why is he calling in?
No.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
he's showing
He
himself.
was showing himself there.
So now
Ice.
he's mixing in a segment. That's one of those ball jars.
Yes.
You know, with the little
mason
handle on the
jar
mason jars, not ball, not Lonzo ball. So now he's filling up.
Crock of shit.
No, it's not. I'm giving you the recipe for impeachment. So for all you people who want impeachment now, you can get your damn impeachment. You can go to your bar.
And you can have it served over ice, and it looks delicious.
So it's so once again the recipe is
Oh, and there's topped it off with a little bit of soda.
a squirt of soda in there.
The impeachment, and it looks delicious.
No, it doesn't. It looks like shit. My drink was better. My drink was mulled mint, and then you put some peach schnapps in there. And then you can put some real peaches in there, too. But you got to have schnapps to make a drink. Then you got to put in either cranberry. You got to put something blue, because all of these impeachment honks want everybody to turn blue again. Most of the impeachment honks have blue balls because they haven't gotten laid any time recently. But hey. Exactly.
Oh, actually, this is kind of funny.
Yes.
Indiegogo is now trying to come up with money.
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, which is one of those fundraising, the crowd fundraising places.
I thought it was a new bar where they didn't take any clothes off.
They are trying to.
With a bunch of chicks with hairy underpits, you know, the indie chicks. They don't shave their pits and stuff, so they're indie, and they do go-go where they have all their body hair still
they're
showing.
they're trying to earn money by, and they came up with the impeach.
Oh, so there's
drink.
another impeach drink?
Yes, it's a peach seltzer hydrator.
So what's the recipes for this sons of bitches?
No, this is just some seltzer water to help put POTUS on ice. Introducing the impeach.
Oh, so it's already in a bottle for
Yes.
you. So you don't
And it
have to
has,
get
like-
all triggered
Right.
and then start screaming impeach. You just go buy this shit, you open it up, and you
Yes.
pour it over glass, put POTUS on ice. That's brilliant.
That's actually pretty funny.
It is funny. I'm glad that all this impeachment stuff is sparking new industry out there.
Absolutely.
People are look how
make
much
money.
money people are making
And you know
on their derangement.
And you know how we can make this money? Because we live in a capitalistic country.
Exactly right.
Amazing.
I gave you the story last night where we're laying in bed, we're watching some stuff, and then In Portland, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen, this is our woke portion of the program. In Portland, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen, the city officials are now banning urinals in men's rooms. It's a sensitivity remodel.
Okay, so wait. So it's just these stand-up urinals. They're not banning men's rooms. They're banning just the...
they are now banning urinals in the men's room of all their buildings that are run by the city of Portland. So they can't go into your house and say, if you got a urinal, rip that thing out of the wood. Not yet. They'll get to that eventually.
Well,
but
most
right
houses
now,
don't have urinals.
No, some people have urinal. We got a bidet. They may come in there and take the damn bidet out.
No, because we have the bidet that goes from the front all the way to the back, or the back all the way to the front. So
Yeah, but are we gender neutral though? That's not
Yes.
a gender neutral bathroom, Robin.
Yes, it is.
Well, we're not government. We're private citizens, Robin. So now the Portland City Council has banned urinals in the men's room of their new administration building to make transgender people feel more accepted. So in other words, if you're a guy and you want to pee in a urinal, you won't be able to do that anymore you'll have to go into a stall and then piss on the seat like most dirtball guys do.
Which women do too.
Yeah, but guys, a lot of guys are pigs. They go into a bathroom, at least in a urinal, if they're peeing on the floor, they're peeing on the floor and they're peeing on themselves, right, when you're at a urinal.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but now you're taking the urinals out and you're putting all stalls and you're putting in toilets.
So one, it's going to take longer. So now the
and the lines are going to be longer.
Right.
Right?
Lines are going to be longer because now you're going to join the female folk where the lines are always longer because everybody's waiting for the stall. Now I have a suggestion.
So let me finish the story.
Okay.
They're going to spend $195,000. And this is just in, apparently, their new administration building. And here's the best part. In an email, Chief Administrative Officer Tom Reinhardt told city employees, quote, "We will continue to have gender-specific male and female multi-stall restrooms that are readily available to any employee that prefers to use one. But there will be no urinals and no doors in any restroom in the building."
Well, there's going to be doors.
Yeah, I'm joking.
You're joking about that part.
Yeah, I'm
no
doing
urinals.
no urinals. So, yeah, there's still going to be a men's room. They're going to have signs that say men's and ladies. But in the men's room, when you got to go take a leak, you go in there and you piss on the seat. Or if you lift it up and you forget to put it back down and some broad goes in there and sits her ass down on that absolutely cold,
I don't know
damp
any woman
toilet
that actually
basin.
sits down. But Brett Michaels Metal God says, I don't mind sitting in a puddle of piss as long as the person was drinking biodegradable organic soy milk from pig nipples.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. You gotta make exceptions. You gotta understand.
Let's specify. As long.
Let me read on from Mr. Reinhardt. "I'm convinced that this is the right way to ensure success as your employer, remove arbitrary barriers in our community, and provide leadership that is reflective of our shared value."
I thought transgenders were allowed to go into whichever
I
restroom
don't know. The rules change every hour, Robin. Plans seem to indicate that the city expects men and women to use the new gender-neutral bathrooms at the same time. So then why have a men's sign on it and a woman's sign on the doors
So they're gonna now
if they
have
all have
three.
just stalls?
Wait. This means that they're going to have 3 restrooms. One men's only, one women's only, and then one gender neutral in the middle, where they come together as one.
According to this the state dude, the building's first, third, and 15th floors will have large multi-stall bathrooms that men and women can use together. So when you're taking that dump, that Ernestine in the stall next to you is bleeding profusely and has dropped her tampon on the ground, unfortunately, you'll just say, "Excuse me, can I pick that up for you, darling? I'm here to help."
Did you have to go there, Tony Bruno?
I'm just trying to think of the possibilities that could happen here, Robin. Despite their supposed pride in their new bathrooms, the city would not spare an city employee any comments to the media. So despite their supposed pride in the new bathroom, the city would not spare... Oh, I see. They would not put anybody in public to make any comments to the media about this.
It seems a lot of waste of money.
It is a waste of money. And listen, they can do whatever they want. It's their city. If the people don't like it, tough shit. And if you got to take a tough shit, and the only way you can do it.
I actually still don't mind the joint bathrooms. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me. As long as there's a door, I don't care if there's somebody that...
I agree. I mean, men are pigs, okay? I don't even like being in a bathroom. I don't even like going into a public bathroom when there's a man in the stall next to me.
Women are pigs. They are just as big of pigs as the men are. Trust me. I've been in They're disgusting.
And here's the worst part.
This is what I suggest. This is what I think. So now the default position in public restrooms is for the seat to be down. I think now at home, absolutely, because you're walking around in the middle of the night and a woman usually has to pee.
Yeah, and I always put the seat. I lift it up to pee, and I always put it down.
Yes, Luigi, on the other hand,
well,
it's a whole other story.
He's a
but
scruposa.
I think in public, the default position should be the seat up, because 95% of the time, both the men in this situation and women mostly hunker. Well, men are standing up, but women are hunkering, and they get pee everywhere anyway, so the seat should be default position up. Oh, that's kind of happy.
That's Jolly Roger, 673.
Yeah. No, I think that's Senior 20 deep.
Oh, it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jolly Roger also had a walk-on
Senior 20
sound,
deep.
too.
So
that's
Senior 20 deep.
Yeah, he just got me.
Jolly Roger was the happy song. Damn him. Damn him.
What up, yo? Now, here's the question.
But don't you agree that the default position, like, I think that there should be on a spring. I think that if you need to sit down, you have to actually hold the seat and put it down and then sit on it. And then as soon as you get back up again, that seat just automatically goes up and stays there.
I think they should spend $1 billion to make sure that not only are they all stalls, get rid of the urinals, throw them out the windows, let them smash on the sidewalks. Hopefully they'll hit some of those Antifa jerk-offs walking down the street with the masks on. And then spend as much money as you can of the taxpayer money up in Portland, Oregon, because they're just not depressed enough about the bad weather up there, how horrible it is, and all the crap that goes on. And it's a beautiful city, by the way.
Honestly.
And then they have to have some sort of an electronic device so that if you do want to pee standing up, you push a button so you don't have to, or they have to give you gloves as you enter so that you can then put the gloves on first. So they must provide nitrile gloves for everyone who enters.
Okay.
And then you have a choice. You could pick up the toilet seat yourself, piss on the toilet seat if you're a man, and then they have to have wipes next to it so that if a woman comes in and wants to use that same toilet seat that some lazy bastard guy forgot to put the seat down on, or left the seat down and pissed on it but didn't clean it off, then the woman who goes in and then has to take a wipe and then dry that same toilet seat off. No, I want to make sure everybody's happy here. Because what happens if a guy goes in there and pees on the seat, right?
Uh-huh.
It happens. And then a woman goes in there, it's the only stall open. And then she goes in there and she has to sit down to pee, and there's pee all over the seat.
You don't have to sit down to pee.
You're going to hover over a toilet seat if you're a woman.
Yes.
Then what's the purpose of having stalls instead of urinals?
My point exactly. I hover. I am on public toilets. I do not sit down. It's too disgusting.
Listen, I've used unisex bathrooms. I don't care what people do.
You know where I do sit down?
I'm talking about the government trying to tell everybody how to live. That's my problem. That's my problem with anything. Don't tell me how to pee. Don't tell me how to poop. Don't tell me anything.
Play action real. I'm sorry about the pee on the seat. I was trying to spell my name. Now, the U.S., I don't know what is wrong with the U.S. and public restrooms. I mean, the U.S. just cannot figure this out. In Europe, they have the best public restrooms in the world. In France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, I believe, in public restrooms, they have the stalls that get, as soon as you're done and that door closes, it gets a power wash from top to bottom. They steam clean the rest. They're the big ones that are round. That sucker literally gets washed. There's it's like a car wash in there. So that's amazing. And then they also have you seen these all over Europe? It's the seat that has instead of the seat covers that you can take one by one and
Right,
put down,
right.
and they always fall off and rip apart.
Yep.
They have a seat cover that rolls around the seat. Like
yeah,
it's
I've
a
seen that. Yeah, you
sleeve.
push a button and then it comes around and it wraps it.
Yes.
But
What's
those things
wrong?
always break and shit.
Oh, I've never had one.
I've seen them break. And even the things, you want to take it out of the side and you put that little thing, you have the perforation in the middle to push it down, and then that thing falls into the filthy water that's already there. I just want to take a piss. I just want to poop. You know, and by the way, go into any public restroom, go into any train station, any bus depot, go into a gas station on the side road somewhere where there's only bathroom on the outside. Go in there and tell me that you would not be better off and more sanitary just taking a dump in the grass right behind that gas station or right behind that. That's why people shit on the beaches in Venice. At least when they shit on the beaches, they just cover it up with the sand until some unsuspecting kid comes along with his little
I know.
shovel and he takes out a fresh turd. But at least it's battered.
Well, people
It's
need
battered
to,
nicely with the sand.
Well, people need
And
to
you go
do
into
is
those
instead
toilets.
Instead of pooping on the sand, they need to walk down to the water and poop in the water. So it will just
Exactly.
goes
That'll
out
make
of
it a
the
lot better.
Well, no, I mean it goes out. The fish eat it. It's fine.
Now, of course, our good friend Steve in Detroit. Yesterday's show was good. Today's show is a dumpster fire.
Well, it is a little weird. Well, you started off with hemorrhoid talk.
And listen, I'm still sitting here at 3:30. I could have been a dick. I could have said, that's enough shit for one day. That's enough of this bullshit. I've had enough. Enough is enough.
How are you feeling, by the way?
I wasn't thinking about it until we started talking about pooping and hovering over toilets. I can't imagine. And I hate that, too, because guys hate to hover. Women have to. But guys, you know, they don't even think about it when they go into a public restroom.
I know.
I do. I look, as soon as I go into a bathroom, I know immediately that I'm not going to go to the bathroom in that bathroom. And at least when there's a urinal, you could at least pee.
Yeah.
But if you're a guy and there's no urinal and you have to go into a toilet,
you still have to
and
touch
like
stuff.
nobody flushes it.
Well, and this is the other thing, is that in a urinal for a guy, you don't have to touch anything other than yourself, right? Because there's no flushing, there's no touching of toilet paper,
Exactly.
or stall doors that might have all sorts of crap on
We
it.
got all kinds
literally.
of transmittable diseases making a comeback in this country. And now I'm going to go into a public bathroom and hover and worry about getting
Whoa.
diseases, and
Wait,
then
wait,
there's no toilet paper. Then what do you do? It's just bullshit.
It's an outrage. One from Callie says, need good knee
How
strength.
dare
No,
you.
thighs. It's your thigh muscles that need good strength, depending on, you know.
I did that in the car the other night driving home. Because of the pain, I'm
Uh-huh.
sitting on my cushion, but because the cushion still pushes down and allows the contact with the
In this case,
seat.
the cushion was not for the pushing.
No, it wasn't. And I have this cushion that's supposed to keep your butt from actually touching.
Yes. It's
And so I actually drove home with my left leg pushing me in the upright position so that I wasn't touching, and then still driving with my right foot on the gas and brake. That's how ambidextrous and amphibious I am. I'm amphibious.
Well, if you ever want some entertainment, look at all the various types of toilets that are around the world.
Killing me, Petey! You're killing me!
I know. Listen, I don't. Everybody has. The one thing we can all agree on, we all have to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
We all have to pee. We all
There's
have
a
to
book.
poop.
There's a book out.
We all
Everyone
have to pee.
poops.
We have to poop. We have to eat. We have to sleep. And what else? And we have to breathe. That's pretty much it. We all have to breathe. Dirty air, clean air, whatever. We have to breathe to stay alive. We have to eat to stay alive.
Uh-huh.
We have to pee to stay alive.
Yes.
We have to poop to stay alive. And then, of course, what was the fifth one? Let's see. We have to
We have to
We have to
breathe. We have to
breathe.
eat.
Breathe, eat, pee, poop, and what's the fifth one?
Sleep.
And complain about the PPA. That's in the top
Sleep.
5. And sleep. You have to sleep.
So yes, there is a book called Everyone Poops by Taro Gomi. Anybody that has young children probably had this book in their house.
I'm sitting on a donut. Let me show you right now. See that baby right there? Look at that.
Oh, Tony.
This is called 5 Stars United. Isn't that a soccer team? Now, I don't know how to sit on this because are both sides the same height? Do you sit with the hole? I know the hole's got to be in the middle.
You sit oblong. You don't sit front to back. Your coccyx is supposed to go in the little divot in the back.
What about medulla oblongata? Where does that go?
It stays in your mouth. Where it belongs. Isn't that what the medulla oblongata is? Isn't that the thing in the back?
No, that's part of your brain, I think, Robin.
No.
Yes, it is.
What's the medulla? Oh, hold on.
Of course, we learned that, of course, you know where that line is famous from, right? It's the movie with Adam Sandler in it.
Right.
Medulla oblongata.
Damn.
I told you it's part of your brain, Robin.
Yeah, you're right. What's the thing that's in the
Let
back
me
of
give
your
you
neck?
one of these right now, and then you doubted me when I was right.
Well,
Jesus.
Well, there are a lot of times when you're wrong.
Wait a minute. Yes, and when I'm wrong, water boy. When the professor's in the...
Vespa spaceship within range, sir.
Hang on here.
Good. Fire a warning shot across her nose.
What's going on? It's either the 4th of July or someone's trying to kill us.
Keep firing, assholes, and stop.
Stop the hammering.
Jesus.
The dangly thing in the back of your throat is the uvula, the
uvula.
palatine uvula.
Uvula. That's fun to say. Uvula. Yeah, I know her.
Uvula.
I know her. Isn't that the line? Hey, let me dent your uvula, baby. That's one of the good pickup lines that I always use.
Oh, yeah, that's a great pickup
hey, baby,
line.
What say we test your uvula? Uvula. Yeah. Make sure that Tom Brady didn't deflate my... This is not an inflatable one. This is Robin got this from Amazon.
Yes.
We didn't put this on the Amazon wish list.
No.
That's on my Amazon shit list, actually.
That would have been weird.
Do you have the medulla oblongata scene, Robin? Did you find it for me?
I will find it.
Anytime we do that, we have to show people who don't know where we're coming from. You don't have to pay taxes, by the way. People always say, you have to do this, and you don't have to pay taxes. If you refuse to pay taxes, you can flee the country and avoid, you don't have to worry about it. You abandon your family, your kids, your home, your wife, whatever you have to abandon, and you just go on the lam and go move to a foreign country. Then you don't have to pay taxes unless you get caught in a foreign country.
Anyone here
Yes.
tell me why most alligators are abnormally aggressive?
I know the answer to this question. Raise your hand.
Anybody? Anyone? Yes or you, sir?
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Your mama said it. Alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Wow. Anybody else? Yes, sir, you, sir.
Alligators are aggressive because of an enlarged medulla oblongata. It's the sector of the brain which controls aggressive behavior.
That is correct. The medulla oblongata.
But Mama said...
The medulla oblongata is where anger, jealousy, and aggression come from. Now,
Damn right.
is there anybody here?
Anybody knows that?
Tell
it's
me
me.
where happiness
I was going to
comes
say, I
from.
think you have an enlarged medulla oblongata.
Anyone? All right. Let's hear what Mama has to say on the subject.
Mama say that happiness is from magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue.
Well, folks, Mama's wrong again.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama's right.
Colonel Sanders.
Mama's right. Mama's right. Something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
Yeah.
It's okay to fight back. Coach Klein said I could. Mr. Coach Klein said I could. It's fine.
Matt, get rid of that medulla. The guy did look like Colonel Sanders.
Yes, he did.
I think he was one of the 52 Colonel Sanders that they've been using at KFC.
52, I think you're underestimating.
You're probably right. So there you have it, your medulla oblongata update of the day. Now, by the way, 91 Sixer says, how come Kennedy unfollowed you on Monday? First of all, how would he know that Kennedy unfollowed me on Monday? And secondly, why would Kennedy unfollow me? She's my friend.
I know.
Let me see if I can find this and
I'll
find
have
out.
to text her and say, what the hell?
Not Ted Kennedy. He's no longer with us. Kennedy Nation, she still follows me. What are you talking about? Right there, Kennedy, host of Kennedy, author of the Kennedy Chronicles. The golden age of MTV through rose-colored glasses. The hell are you talking about, man? That's fake news shit. Kennedy has not unfollowed me. Let me
Dean,
repeat. Kennedy has not unfollowed
Tina's saying that I don't follow him. What's your new...
Who's saying that?
Dean, what is your new Twitter handle? Because you
he's Pat's Life.
What?
It's Pat's Life 29 or something like that. I don't know.
I know, because he was kicked off and then he had to create a new one.
He keeps getting jacked by Twitter. It's ridiculous, man. Jack is a Nazi. Let me repeat.
Can you tell me again what it is?
I don't know. It's Pat's Life something. Let him text you the damn thing, Robin. We're trying to do a show here.
Yeah, well, okay.
So I don't know where you got that news from, Bo. But that's not wrong. Robin doesn't follow SF Falcon either.
Well,
you know what he is? You see him. He's a Michigan guy on Twitter.
Yeah,
they don't use the same names on Twitter that they use on the air.
How am I supposed to know who the frick you are?
Because you can see him on there. He's
a
a Michigan apologist. He's got a Michigan helmet on there. It says Steve.
Text me your damn Twitter handle. Oh, hey, Steve Sarkisian.
Not Steve Sarkisian, no.
I know, but
Is he following you?
Why is Steve not following me? Damn him.
I think because he's pretty much persona non grata right now
I
in his
know.
Abdullah oblongata. Medulla oblongata.
Yeah, well, he
Not
probably doesn't
Abdullah
wanna,
the Butcher, of course, former WWF superstar.
He doesn't want to probably be reminded that I knew him in high school.
Exactly right. Did you get wasted with Steve Sarkisian, Robin?
I did not.
This is good, deep inside college football knowledge right here, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
did not get wasted with him, although I did get wasted with his sister, Amy. So it was very in close proximity. However.
See, Robin, people think that Robin doesn't know jack shit about sports. That may be mostly true. But Robin has friends deep inside the college football community.
I just happen to have gone to school with Steve's younger sister, Amy.
And if you don't know what happened with Steve Sarkisian, then you really don't care or follow the student athletes.
Well, I am glad that he is clean and sober, and it looks like he's stayed that way for a while, so good for him.
By the way, did you see this video at the Bronx Zoo that was on CBS News last night, too? A woman on Monday went to the Bronx Zoo, not the New York Yankees Bronx Zoo from back in the day, the book that was written about the Yankees, which was called the Bronx Zoo, the real Bronx Zoo.
Uh-huh.
And she actually climbed over the fence and got into the lion's enclosure.
Oh, that sounds real smart.
And she stands there and is waving at the lion. Now, I'm going to point out, now, obviously, you've seen the fences there. They're pretty low, so people can climb over it. But there's a moat between when you get over the fence and the actual lion.
I have the video.
And the woman is standing there, and she starts waving to the lion, and then she starts dancing for him. And luckily, the lion, people are thinking, well, that's crazy because it's crazy. You shouldn't do it, first of all. It's stupid. But the bottom line is the lion couldn't have gotten to her unless he could jump over that moat. So when you look at the shot from behind
it
the
looks
fence,
like they're right next to each
other. It looks like that lion is right there and can get her if he wants. But between the lion and the woman who's standing on the other side, there's a moat which keeps the lions from getting up and keeps people can still see the lion over a short fence, which then has a bunch of shrubbery and then a moat and then the lion. But when you watch this video,
already on the inside of the lion enclosure fence, waves at the giant animal. Then, as the lion stands still, glaring at her, she dances, seemingly carefree, just feet away across a small moat. The video was taken by another visitor to the zoo Saturday. By today, onlookers at the exhibit had heard about the dangerous ordeal.
there was a woman who thought it was a good idea to go dancing with lions, and I'm wondering what the hell she was thinking.
Andrea Arndt's kids love lions, so she brought them by the exhibit, all the while wondering why the woman would do such a thing. And what was your initial reaction?
That she was dumb. Why would you jump in with a wild animal?
Sophia Shiameta says she knows better.
I think it was kind of ridiculous that somebody would actually do that because they can die.
John Rubo heard the news while walking by with his
well, I don't really care about all
it's
these
just
comments.
important to be conscious and smart about your act. Have these high fences.
None of
in front of all these exhibits.
Where's the stun gun? Where are the people with the darts?
Animal safe.
Stupid.
Luckily, she didn't. And this isn't even in Florida. This is in the Bronx, New York.
Maybe. Yes, so there was the moat there, and the lion couldn't get to her. So that she wasn't really in danger. She wasn't as stupid as it looks, but it's still stupid.
Yeah. Plus, you're going to go in there and wave at the lion. Why can't you wave at the lion from the other side of the fence like other people do?
Okay.
And what's the dance? The dance I don't get.
I'm going to do something, ladies and gentlemen.
She wanted to dance with lions. What about dancing with wolves, Robin? I mean, isn't that where it's really all about?
But you know what, Tony?
So you got Robin dances with wolves.
I get that.
Why don't you then react to the joke?
I get it.
Without just like sloughing it off like it wasn't a brilliant moment of comedic
Because
genius.
She probably thought that this was happening. Whoops. Oh, it's changed over. I hate it when that happens.
Did you transition?
She probably thought the lion was sleeping, Tony.
No, she saw that damn lion there. She wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. I didn't know it was a male or female.
I have to say, this is one of my favorite old-time songs.
This is the original version.
Yes.
It's the best. By the Tokens. You can't call them Tokens anymore. That's racist.
Now, I want to let everybody know, because I have all these damn people complaining at me who are our fabulous fans. If you would like me to follow you on Twitter or the other social media, let me know what your handle is. And right now, special one-time offer only, I will follow you. Just let me know what your Twitter handle is.
I scared Lily. She's sleeping here, and I just played a little drum next to her. Ha! Ha! Yeah, there was another version of this song, but this is the best, right? Who did the other version of this song, Robin?
Can you do that?
My uvula would be moving too fast to do that.
Philly Rick 71. There you are.
Hush, my darling.
Follow.
Shut your damn mouth. Or as someone once said,
shut the fuck up and go outside, all right?
S Falcon 39 says, "How can I tell you? Just write it down here in the chat room, and then I'll follow you." Okay.
Wait a minute, who did the other version of this song, Robin? A wee ma wop, a wee ma wop. Isn't this an Italian song?
Do you recognize any of these names, Tony? Because I don't.
Well, this was 61, so this is the original.
Billy Eichner? Is that?
Billy Eichner's the actor dude.
Okay.
Billy on the Street. He did a version of it, too?
NSYNC did a version. Lebo, Robert John, Jay Lagala.
I had some of that the other night.
The Lullabies.
No.
That's an instrumental.
It was in a movie, too. Who did it in the movie?
Tremolos. The Tremolos.
No, the Tremolos had another. The Tremolos did In the Mid. Here Comes My Baby.
Well, this is the Tremolos that did this one as well.
They did?
Uh-huh. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, let me hear it. The Tremolos' biggest hit. No, that's not a good version.
And here we have one in Spanish. The Nylons did it as well. Is the Nylons a familiar...
No, who did it in The Lion King? Because they used it in The Lion King, Robin.
Robert John, Atlantic Records.
So does Billy Eichner sing the version with Seth Rogen in the Lion King movie?
I don't know. Oh, yes, he does. Here it is.
Let's hear that one.
Okay.
This isn't the reboot of the reboot. This is the.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
That sucks. Let me just say this right now.
Just fucking sucks. It fucking sucks to be out here with this out of control
That
shit.
song sucks.
Hold on a second. This one's going to be good.
No, it's not. There's only one good version. We just played it for you.
But I do love me some Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Well, I love all kind of Black Mambazo.
And they did.
Mugambo,
so I have a
Mambazo.
feeling this was really, really good. They always did that.
A family live close to the jungle.
Yeah, now this
At
is
the
legit.
end of the day, they
But it's still a
all
rip-off
sit
of
together
Tremolos. I mean, of
around
the
the fire.
Turtles.
They have their supper.
They were so good. What happened to them? Do they still do anything?
Oh.
Ladysmith Black
The
Mambazo?
youngest boy becomes afraid. He hears all the sounds of the wild animals in the forest. Cheetahs, wolves, jackals and lions.
Jackals?
He starts crying at the darkness and wild sounds that fill him with fear. Then his mother takes him in her arms and sings to him. The family is always strong together. They protect one another. Grandparents, his father and mother.
How can this song be some
uncles,
white man shit?
aunts,
They're in the
cousins,
jungle.
brothers and
They're
sisters.
Africans.
They
How is
always
this white
join
boy
and
shit?
sing together.
Okay, I'm following
Soon he falls asleep.
EKT 8750 Commodore
Beautiful
Eric.
song
Found you.
fills his ears.
All right, that's one fast forwarding a little bit.
Rebel Man 90.
See, that's not bad. But that's why I don't go to musicals. That's why I don't go to musicals. This is the Tremolos' best song, Robin. You want to hear the best song by the Tremolos? This is the Tremolos.
Okay, Roger Brown following you.
Robin, you can do that after the show.
Well, no, because I have to see it right here.
See, the Tokens did Lion Sleeps Tonight. The Tremolos did this song. This classic. It's called Here Comes My Baby. You ready? In the midnight moonlight.
Steve, I'm now following you as well.
And every time I do, I keep seeing this picture of you.
No fly zone.
Here comes my baby. Here she comes now. And it comes as no surprise to me with another guy. Now here comes my baby. Here she comes now. Again, never, ever, ever question my musical knowledge from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and not today.
Jason Lynn.
And here's Robin, forever talking on the phone. They knew this back in the 60s. Before Robin was even born, the Tremolos knew that Robin's forever talking on the phone. Everybody now, here comes my baby.
Now, Tony and everybody else, if for some reason I missed following you and you would still like me to follow you, just
You followed me, camera guy?
Just hit me up on Twitter at Miss
You follow
Robin.
me, camera guy?
No matter.
And just hit me up, Miss Robin Austin, MissRobinAustin, and that's pretty much where I am all on every single social media. Just hit me up there and I will follow you back.
I can't whistle, though.
You can't whistle?
Here comes my baby bitch.
I can whistle, just not very well. But I can whistle.
See, they had a couple of big hits, but this was their biggest. The other song, not so much. It was a big hit,
Whoa,
too.
whoa, whoa. Did you just see this breaking news from Dean?
What's the breaking news?
Tampa Bay Rays are moving to Canada?
No!
What?
One
Hold
is
on.
right. They haven't even won their stinking wild card game tonight. Are they going to leave right from Oakland after the wild card game tonight? I don't know if this is breaking news. This could be another story. I remember when the San Francisco 49ers, San Francisco Giants were going to move to Tampa Bay. Remember that? Again, I have to confirm sources here. I don't just run with shit on this show. It's from TampaBay.com, which is the local news organization encompassing newspapers and other facilities down there. Ray Sternberg, let me read this. This is from Mark Topkin out in Oakland, California, 3 hours ago from Oakland, where, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland A's will play tonight for the right to probably get senselessly slaughtered by the Houston Astros in the National League Divisional Series in the wild card. Tampa Bay payroll, $69 million. They spent less than they did a year ago, and they went from 90 wins to 96 wins while cutting a bad contract. Against the Oakland A's, a team that has a payroll of $96.8 million, won 97 games for the second year in a row. They're the only two teams of the 11 lowest payroll teams, they're the only two that make the playoffs. Now, the Rays hadn't made it since 2013, but traditionally the Rays and the A's have done it with mirrors. They are the two best franchises as far as finding ways to get young players to actually contribute and make playoff runs year after year. So now Stephen Brompton and colleagues, and you know Brompton, they're the booze people. Brompton runs the booze company. He's got all kinds of... he's the guy that's trying to get baseball back to Montreal, where, of course, it went over so swimmingly the first time. Even though I love the Expos, and I love those guys, Andre Dawson, and you think of the great players who played for the Montreal Expos. So Ray's principal owner, Stuart Sternberg, he's going to have some interesting guests tonight at the A's-Rays AL wild card game. Again, this is from the Tampa Bay Times. Stephen Brompton, who's the leader of the group trying to bring baseball back to Montreal, is heading to Oakland with some colleagues. Sternberg, who announced in June the Rays would like to have the team split future seasons between Tampa and Montreal. You remember that story. They actually play in St. Petersburg, as you know, Tampa Bay. Arranged for their tickets. And the Tampa Bay Times has learned it's not clear if they will be seated together, because that wouldn't be very obvious. The fact that people know that Brompton and his boys are going to meet Sternberg and his boys in Oakland, and they're not going to be sitting in the same box. So they're going to be sitting in a box a couple of boxes away. And then people will be yelling, "What's a fucking box?" Brompton's in the box. Sternberg's in the box. So Le Journal de Montréal said of the development via Google Translation, if the news seems at first sight innocuous, it is significant in the process of the possible return of Major League Baseball to Montreal. Now, of course, the Rays got permission earlier this year, in June, from Major League Baseball to explore this unprecedented thing. Now, remember, we've had baseball teams play in different cities. We had the Kansas City Omaha Kings in NBA. Remember the Kansas City Royals? Mm-hmm. But the Kansas City Omaha Kings would split baseball games back in the day. But there was a media conference at the Dali Museum Not Hello Dolly. That would be a different museum down in Dollywood in Tennessee, I believe, Robin.
Now, you remember because they talked about this back in June about splitting the season.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They're going to have open-air stadiums in both places.
Right.
Which makes zero sense. I mean, the only reason that Tampa Bay got the franchise there is so they would build a dome stadium because it rains a lot. That's what Miami eventually had to do because they were playing outside and they get rained out every other day.
Do you remember this scene that took place back when they announced it?
I will sell all the tickets. You
Yep.
guys ain't competent. You don't deserve to work on the Rays. You don't deserve to work for the MLB. I can sell all those tickets. I can sell the place out any day of the week. You guys give me your job. That's why you can't sell tickets. What are you talking about?
They're pissed off. That was that one pissed off Tampa Bay Ray season ticket holder who showed up.
He was not happy.
Now here's the more of the nuts and bolts. So the Rays actually can't negotiate with the city of Montreal or Bronfman. Bronfman's the guy from he's the big booze icon. I think he had family members who got in trouble, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. One of the people in the Bronfman family has done some bad shit. Again, that's what happens with rich people. Bronfman? Bronfman. If I'm not mistaken, again, this is from top of mind awareness of the company Bronfman. They make spirits. They own they're a big booze company, right?
Bronfman family, Canadian American Jewish family.
I don't care about the religion.
Made a fortune in the alcoholic distilled beverage
Boom.
business.
Once again, Robin.
Seagram's.
They do the Seagram's brand, but one of the family members of the Bronfman clan got in deep shit. I don't remember who it was. I think it was a daughter or somebody. There was shit going on. But anyway.
You know that my flower girl is married to one of the Seagram people.
Really?
Yeah.
How come we don't get free booze?
I know.
Who's married to one of the Seagram people?
Siri, a girl that was one of my flower girls.
So what the hell? If she's married to the Bronfman booze fortune, how the hell does she not send us substandard Seagram 7 product? Now, I don't like Seagram 7. It's some basic bar brand shit, but it's booze, and I can serve it to other people who come in here and want a 7 and 7. By the way, when was the last time someone made a 7 and 7 in their bars? Do they still do that even in like shot and beer bars, the 7 and 7s? You know what that is, right? 7 and 7, Rob?
Yeah, it's Club 7 and...
No, it's Seagram 7.
Seagram 7 and 7
7 Up, the Uncola, of course. So anyway, they're still talking about this stuff. And so the Rays can't negotiate, as I said, with Montreal or Bronfman. But they want to buy a minority interest in the team until they get permission from the city of St. Petersburg as part of the Tropicana Field use agreement that runs all the way through the 2027 season. So the Rays are locked in to the Big Orange down there in St. Petersburg, right off the freeway. And they've been ongoing. There have been 3 reported meetings, but no resolution, and the St. Petersburg mayor, Rick Kreisman, would like the team to instead build a new full-time stadium in St. Petersburg. Sternberg said in June staying in St. Petersburg or Tampa was unlikely. So the mayor of St. Pete wants a new stadium. People in Tampa want the stadium to be in Tampa, not in St. Pete or Clearwater or across, because it's really hard to drive across the causeway for people in Tampa, which is total bullshit.
Yeah.
The stadium sucks. That's the problem.
Now, what is it about the stadium that sucks
Because
so
it wasn't built for baseball. Because the stadium, when you look at it,
it's
where home plate is,
it looks like it's
on an
flying
angle.
saucer kind of took a nosedive.
And then because baseball players hit the ball so high, so they built it so home plate has to be on one side. And when the ball is hit high enough, it hits the ceiling.
Right.
Or it hits the catwalks or things that hang from the ceiling. Because it really was a badly designed facility.
The only way that it wouldn't hit it is if the trajectory of the ball
But
is
now with launch,
straight
they would have to have perfect launch angles.
Yes.
So that the ball would never go above, like, say, 40 degrees, 60 degrees. Let me see launch angles now here. Let me get my abacus out. Or actually,
one of the things that we need is a calculator right here.
No, they can't do that. You got to use one of those protractors so you can see the degrees.
Degrees.
So if a ball is at a certain degree, then you know the ball's going to hit the damn ceiling or it's going to hit the stupid catwalk.
When we were doing all the measurements in the
Protractor.
house, I had to do all the degrees.
Not 3 degrees.
Or 98 degrees.
98 degrees in the shade. So anyway, that's what's going on. And the sad part is...
1970. Math again? See how often you need math
No, I
in
need...
your
No,
life?
listen, I went to a navigation course when I had to get my boating license.
Uh-huh.
I didn't just buy a boat and go out there and get drunk like people do.
How many times do you have to take that?
I took it once and I passed it. And I have certification from the Coast Guard and the Delaware River Power Squadron, Robin. I have had Coast Guard people and Power Squadron people on my vessel with all the necessary accoutrement and safety gear, and also to pass a boating course, to be able to back into a slip with a single-engine boat that's 30 feet long with a transom that's only 8'6". You know how hard that is to back in with a single screw? This is good navigation, and I had to plot charts.
It's never good to back in with just a single screw. You got to have to
There you
pull
go.
out, move in, pull out, move in.
Barco 24, Claire Bronfman, Robin. Look up Claire Bronfman. As I told you again, she was part of the Bronfman family, the booze family, that get caught up in this whole Epstein scandal.
No. It was
The
that
NBXM.
that weird sex cult.
Yeah, and there's not there's anything wrong with weird sex cults.
But it's
unless you're bringing in underage children and you're affiliated with douchebags in Hollywood who prey on young
She
children.
pled guilty just recently.
Yes,
to
I told you.
whole-
That's why I know the name Bronfman is part of the Seagrams family. I couldn't remember Seagrams, but I knew it was a big family, a lot of money, and the daughter is a degenerate.
Well, no,
that happens in a lot of rich people. You know what they say in rich families, Robin?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Exactly.
Forbes, dark capital. Here's it, but it's a weird thing. I mean, like anytime anybody's involved in a cult, you question their mindset. It's like that whole, people that have been kidnapped, and then they fall in love with their kidnapper, or they
the old Patty Hearst thing with Sing Q.
What's that syndrome called?
BBC syndrome? I mean...
not Munchberger's syndrome.
Not Brent Musburger syndrome.
No, Munchberger. That's not right either.
Munchburger. Is that an all-meat product, or is that now part of the new...
what is it called?
Meatless... Wait, you know what time it is, Robin? We're deep into overtime already.
You were going to cut out early, and now we're going over.
I can't believe. See what happens, how much time when you're breaking
Stockholm.
down...
Thank you.
The Stockholm Syndrome,
Stockholm
exactly.
Syndrome.
And I haven't even been to Sweden, but I have been to IKEA. And I can go for some meatballs with some lingonberry and maybe some... what's the sauce they put on there? The gravy.
Well,
you got the
lingonberry
meatballs
sauce
and the
is fantastic.
lingonberry sauce. And then, but the vegetables suck now at IKEA. I don't know what they've done in their food court, but I crave the Swedish meatballs, and I like the gravy and the lingonberry. But now, all their vegetables are too soft. It's like nasty ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
They've gone cheap, or they changed, instead
The vendors. They can blame it on the vendors now, just like the woman who got the PPA porn. Just like the guy in Miami at the Dolphins game who got charged $400+ for 2 beers. It's always the vendors, Robin. It's not the Amy Fisher syndrome. Now, of course, remember, Patty Hearst was kidnapped.
Yes.
And then was brainwashed by Sin Q. This you want to talk about great now? I'm not looking this up.
Sin Q?
Sin Q was the guy from the SLA, the Symbionese Liberation Army.
Oh, that wasn't somebody's name. That was an actual organization.
No, SLA was an organization. Not Swing Lifestyle. That's a different organization. Symbionese Liberation Army is the group that kidnapped Patty Hearst, and then she went into the bank with them with the machine guns, and then was kidnapped. And the guy who was the brother, who was the leader, she hooked up with in a closet. His name was Sin Q. I don't know if that was his real name, his rap name, or whatever his name was, but I remember Sin Q. Because when I was doing news, Robin, I was covering that era of the Symbionese Liberation Army, Watergate, all of those political things and crazy stuff that was happening.
Symbion, isn't that a monkey?
Robin, I don't know. I haven't been in any cults.
Just a thought.
Don Juan's 0720 says the SLA shootout was 12 blocks from my house back in 74.
Wow.
That is great Symbionese Liberation Army knowledge right there. You're not getting that on any other sports show. How many sports guys remember Sin Q? How many?
I doubt any of them.
You're damn right, Robin. That's why people listen to the show.
Only you, Tony Bruno. Only you.
And on that note, I think our job here, our mission here is complete.
Yeah.
Not only did I sit on my painful ass for 3 hours today.
Yeah, I think your
I
ass
gave you
is-
3 hours and 11 minutes.
I think you and everybody else's asses have been able to withstand as much as they can today.
Do I look for any accolades? Do I expect people to say thank you, Tony? Do I expect people... Donald DeFries apparently was Sing Q. That was his real name.
Donald DeFries, that's a Dutch name.
You know those Dutchies, man. They got all kinds of cults over there. Some crazy ass people in Holland, man.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Sometimes
Good thing we don't have any crazy people in this country.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I am not charging for the meter's not running on the show. We do not charge you for overtime. It's like baseball. You know, everybody tweets free baseball when they go into extra innings. I gave you 12. Not I, Robin and I gave you an additional 12 minutes. And you give me 12 minutes, I'll give you the world.
Normally, my bladder tells me that we're running into overtime, but I didn't even notice it today.
But my body says no.
I must not be drinking enough water.
No. In the meantime, don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Mr. Thursday Night will be back tomorrow, right here, same time, same channel, 1 to 4.
Thank you for listening to the Tony Bruno Show on BrunoNation Live.
I think 1 to 3
Don't forget
tomorrow.
to subscribe on the Twitch mobile app so you don't miss any of BrunoNation's hilarity and hijinks, because it is definitely must-watch radio. Of course, you can catch the archived audio on your favorite podcast app like Spreaker or iTunes. Plus, if you subscribe via Twitch, you can watch any of our archived videos. We hope to see you back here every Monday through Friday. See you soon. And God bless America.
It's a beautiful country.